Good afternoon, everyone. It is time for round 11. This is the second half of the World Championship, and we are here at Zandvoort, just around the sand dunes of that beach over there somewhere. And it is time for round 11 of the World Championship. Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you, Gunnar, as well. And good evening to you both, Ed. Let's go through the drivers and the constructors then. And it is quite a perilous situation, isn't it, for our champion Emerson at the moment, as he is only, well, I say only, he's got a 22-point advantage over Gurman in at second at the moment, but that advantage keeps fluctuating up and down, doesn't it, over the past couple of weekends or so. It's been absolutely fantastic to watch, it really has indeed. Murphy has moved himself home to a very solid third position with Pillars and Scott in fourth and fifth position. The Alfa Romeo team are now starting to look on song, aren't they, in the World Championship. Tango in sixth position, a great season for Tango, with P seventh, Carboy eighth, Danger Times ninth, and Milan in 10th position as well. And have got some homegrown drivers as well here tonight, and aiming for a good result, I would have as a guess in the relegation zone. Here's Troye, Cowie, and William. In the Constructors' Championship, it's at the moment, and it's quite close to the top of the standings, isn't it? But I think McLaren have the advantage, but only just from Ferrari in second position, and it's Alfa Romeo are in third, 22 points away from the Ferrari team. Williams are in fourth, with Haas is fifth. Mercedes then are 2 points away from that magical 100. Red Bull are seventh, Aston Martin eighth, with AlphaTauri in ninth position, and Alpine completes the top 10 of the Constructors' Championship. In the Joint Constructors, wow, I must say the joint construction is so tight at the moment, it's ridiculous. It's apart from the top, of course, there's the AlphaTauri team are about 184 points in front of Mercedes. Then after that, it is Mercedes and McLaren, 2 points separates each other, second and third. McLaren are separated by 11 points. Haas and Williams a single point between those two teams, and then Ferrari are 13 points adrift with the Haas team. Aston Martin are less than 25 points away from the Ferrari team. Then Alfa Romeo down in 8th at the moment now, having a bit of a disappointing joint constructors as a whole. Alpine are then there's a bit of a gap there between Alfa Romeo and Alpine, and 64 points, and Red Bull for the second season in a row could potentially be on the bottom of the joint constructors as well, which is not good whatsoever, is it? But hopefully, we'll see how that one progresses, shall we? This is Zandvoort. This is round 11. We are 3 minutes into the qualifying session now. We got Adam, who's in replace for Pillars, our last Grand Prix winner. Unfortunately, Pillars had to pull out very late on because he's not very well, unfortunately, Pillars out now, so hopefully he'll get better for the next round in Italy. But that is a big blow for AlphaTauri and Pillars' championship campaign. Of course, we've still got 20 rounds to go, so we've got 10 rounds still to go there. Vintage, good evening. Hello, Vintage, hope you're well. Indeed, then, as we're now coming through the final as well, we've got oh my goodness me, Adam very close to the barrier. Then, of course, we've got Milan and William then making their home Grand Prix appearances here tonight. So good stuff indeed then to those two drivers that is going on the rumble strips as well then. And here comes Adam as well, and as he is navigating his way through the first part of the lap. And of course, ALR first race around here back in season number 4, was it? It was season number 4. So we've only had 2 Grand Prix around here over the past couple of only had 2 Grand Prix to go on, which was back in 2020, of course. The last Grand Prix winner from that time around was actually Young Lights, wasn't it? Goodness me, that feels like a long time ago now. And of course, it was Total Peas who won last season as well. Emerson, of course, the championship leader, has never won around here, and he's not feeling too confident either tonight. Then Milan possibly could have and should have been on the top set of the podium twice in the last two races here, but there's a lot of it was bad luck, wasn't it, unfortunately, for Milan? But hopefully he could put that bad luck to one side here and really maximise his potential. Of course, Milan has been on pole position many a times, has he? Never won a race still in ALR, has he? So can today beat the day here is home track? Then here comes Adam then to start us on our journey here in ALR for this week. Of course, we have got we're going to have 4 Grand Prix and from gold to COBALT, from Sunday to Wednesday, then 4 days of action. Liam goes into faster so far, a second in front of the very late reserve driver Adam. Then so I think Adam getting in the car very late on, and good stuff indeed there from Adam. Very brilliant stuff indeed there to get in the car and a time which is quite competitive as well. So good stuff indeed there. Really impressive. There's a teammate of of Scotland. Carboy just going through the pesky turn 3, which I thought was about turn 5 really, but no, it's turn 3 according to the official track map. Here comes the Haas car of Tango as well then. Lovely helmet colours there as well, and as he accelerates away. What about the all-time lap record around here? It was actually set by Milan, who's had pole position twice over here in the last couple of seasons there, but it's just for the first ever pole position was 5,000 seconds quicker than the second pole position he did around here. So from season 4, there's a McLaren off the circuit of Gurman, who is second in the World Championship. So that's not what we want to see, is it? As of course neutral viewers, but I'm thinking that Emerson would be very happy to see Gurman there off the circuit one. Here comes Total PZ, who is in the Mercedes motor, and Scott goes as fast as in the second Alfa Romeo. Of course, Scott, who's been very unlucky, hasn't he, over the past couple of races. He's had to queue up behind his teammate, and that has caused him so many problems, and he's had to come back through the field in Belgium and in the Hungarian Grand Prix as well, where he had to queue up behind his teammates. So of course in Formula 1 there's only one garage per team, isn't there? So and unfortunately the safety cars come out at the worst time for Scott. Hopefully that won't be the case here tonight, and Gurman does a 18.5 then, which is not his best, I would hazard a guess. And Carboy goes full fastest in the Alpha Tauri car. Mr. Elite then in the second part of the lap as well. And of course there is the man who's the only man who's been on pole position in the history of Zandvoort, which was of course at Milan. And of course he hasn't set a time just yet. Here comes Emerson there with the Ayrton Senna style helmet there. Lovely stuff indeed there for the double world champion. Goodness me, the car is running very low to the ground there. We've seen a lot of sparks there coming out of turn 12 into 13 and 14. Don't want to let the car run too wide into the lovely banking of 14. And goodness me, a cracking way to end the lap as well. Now it comes over the grid hatches there for Emerson to set a time of a 10.3, and I think that's a very good benchmark indeed then. So good stuff there from the double world champion. Here comes the man who's not been defeated in qualifying then in his career of Zandvoort, and this is Milan. Can he get a hat-trick of pole positions around here tonight? Surely that is what has got to be the case then. Of course a lap record of a 18.271 is the all-time lap record around here for which is actually held by Milan as well. Of course in qualifying trim, and he goes fast there. He's 3 tenths a second already in front of Emerson, and goodness gracious me then, really laying the gauntlet down very early on indeed there, Milan. It's very impressive stuff indeed. Murphy, who's just on an Alpha. Goodness me, Murphy's qualified. Oh my word there. I almost, goodness gracious me, I almost swallowed my tongue there. Jonathan, then we're just watching Jonathan now, and lovely helmet design there for Jonathan. We're quite used to seeing the Italian colours on the helmet design of Jonathan Cox, but not here tonight then. Over the grid hatch as well. Aston Martin had a great performance last time out, didn't they, in Belgium? Both getting some very solid performances in as well. So Jonathan currently 6th fastest man. Look how condensed the grid is. My word, there, the top 6 less than a second already in this opening part of qualifying, and soft starting us out then Murphy, who is I can't believe I'm seeing the Murphy's out on qualify. I think he's got his times mixed up then. He shouldn't be out to yet. Goodness me, but he's actually doing a lap as well, Murphy is. Goodness gracious me, then he goes 7th faster than the Red Bull car does Murphy. Good stuff indeed there. I think that's his first qualifying lap of probably the season, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. What about William? William got his first points of the season last night. Cowie, who's in the Alpine car, just watching Sloth now. Sloth had a very good qualifying in Belgium, but unfortunately in the race it just didn't go very well at all, did it, for Sloth? So he needs to I think he kind of need to he's gone right off the circuit there, Sloth has it, and goodness gracious me, of course there's something we call gravel on the outside. My word there, that Alpha Tauri car has been through the wars already, hasn't it? My word there. So Sloth looks like he's already had a trip across there, because that car has got a lot of dirt on there, and the Alpha Tauri mechanics are going to have to give it a good old wipe down, I think, ain't they? Goodness me, it's a bit of a state, isn't it? Here comes the Alpine car of Cowie. They're coming out of turn at 12 as well. This is a short circuit, of course. The first Grand Prix in the real world Formula 1 was held back in 2021, was, of course, Verstappen absolutely dominated the race, didn't they? Really fantastic stuff indeed there for Verstappen. But part of the first time we had a Grand Prix here since the 1985 Grand Prix, which was won by Niki Lauda, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me then. But so then Max Verstappen winning his own Grand Prix event. And I think that the fans really do rival maybe the British and Italian fans out, and even the Mexican fans as well. It was absolutely a privilege to watch the Dutch Grand Prix, wasn't it? This season. And William goes 8 fast and said William is only on 1 point at the moment. He has not scored 8. The only point he scored was the fastest lap point. He has not been in the top 10 yet this season. William needs to start scoring points if he wants to remain in gold. Then otherwise he'll be relegated to the I was going to say to the championship. Goodness me, relegated to silver division for next season. Just watching Black Boxer making his second Grand Prix appearance in ARR Gold. Then of course there was a lot of fracas when he made his debut a week or two ago, wasn't it? But yes, he's back in the car again. So good 17 to see Black Box in here today as well. Lovely stuff. And Adam has gone into 11 faster in the second Alfa Romeo car. Alfa Romeo, they were really building at some very good performances with Pillars and Scott, but unfortunately Pillars not here tonight. We've got Troy, who's just moved up into a very solid 12th position as well. I say just moved up then because I think Gamer actually has gone for 7 fastest, and I'm sure that someone just came across. I think it was Sloth actually. Did a very good time indeed there. Lucas Percy also out of the pits as well, and German is on the medium tyre still. German is there, so I'm wondering if German is usually you'd save a set of medium tyres for qualifying too, of course, unless there is rain afoot. Then I must admit I haven't even looked at the weather forecast yet, have I? But unless there's rain afoot, then otherwise you'll have to start the Grand Prix if you get into the top 10 on the tyres, which is set your fastest time on. That is the perils of qualifying too, which we'll get into a bit later on in the session. But German, the second in the World Championship at the moment, German is there. He has missed the Belgian Grand Prix, but he's back in action here tonight. It's good stuff to see as well for German. Troy is a 10th of a second down, but I think he's abandoned his time now, hasn't he? Because he's lost the whole of the wing section there. Troy has car 17. He's in the relegation zone as well, the Ferrari driver. He is going to be a bit concerned about his form at the moment. Cowie, who's also cruising back to the pits as well. So I'm not sure what's going on with those two drivers. It looks like Pease was floated above the circuit there. Fantastic stuff here from Pease, but as you can see, he hasn't got a shadow for some reason. Pease hasn't. He flies past us now then. Oh, goodness gracious me. This is such a cool track, isn't it? I was saying last week about how Belgium was probably the best racetrack on the game then. Well, I'm probably going to change my mind before the end of the season, because I normally do anyway. But I think Pease is currently in the pits, apparently, according to that graphic, but he is actually... Oh, gosh, sir! And we've just gone on to Percy, who is facing the wrong way down. I'm not sure if Pease has left the session, but he was on an outlap, and now he's just gone back into the pits there. Oh, goodness gracious me, a bit of Quantum Leap then. Anyone ever was around in the 80s and watched that show? I must say, I only watched 1 or 2 of them, really. I quite like the theme song, really, but I'm not going to sing it now, because Slothfair is doing a bit more exploring the outskirts of the track there. Both Aston Martins once again in the top 10. That is good to see, isn't it? That's very good to see there for the Aston Martin team and for every Aston Martin fan out there as well. So that is great to see that. Here comes Adam then out of the final turn then, and he is burning through these tires, isn't there? But he's improving with every lap now. Adam is to maybe doing a Robert Kubica and just going out on the circuit there, just pounding those times in there for the Alfa Romeo team there. As of course Robert Kubica had to come in at short notice as well at this Dutch Grand Prix, not to of course earlier on the season as well when Kimi Räikkönen unfortunately caught COVID as well, but luckily Kimi Räikkönen is back to full health now, and he scored his best performance of the season as well with 8th finish at the Russian Grand Prix, which is not too bad, wasn't there, from the Kingster? So lovely stuff indeed there. Jonathan Cox then, our favourite British Italian driver, is up in the 4th then. He is on song at the moment, I think Jonathan is at the moment. It's a shame he's got this Q3 ban hanging over his head there. I don't think he's not a happy chappy about that qualifying free ban. Of course, the qualifying free, if you get the qualifying free, that's when the ban is activated. Of course, if you don't get the qualifying free, then the ban will just will follow you until the end of time. But I know that Jonathan will be back in qualifying free in the not too distant future. Mr. Elite is currently outside of qualifying 2. 5 minutes ago in this session there is Mr. Elite there is just dropping back slightly. I think he was this is going to go for a second time out there. Those tires look a bit dirty there. So Mr. Elite, look at how much gravel is being thrown all over the circuit there on that little run from 12 to 13, and that is not, the drivers behind him is not going to appreciate that too much, are they? Over the line then, because Mr. Elite, and here we go then. And now going down into turn number 1. And of course, Mr. Elite was third in the World Championship back in Season 4, wasn't he? Absolutely stellar season for Mr. Elite. Then he was he was a he's invalidated this time again, unfortunately, Mr. Elite has. He was a fundamental part of Renault's success, wasn't he, there? Was Mr. Elite. Then, of course, Mr. Elite flown the lesser, but he's come back to the Endstone team, hasn't he, for Season 6 there? The team where he had the most successful part of his ALR career. Troy is just about through into qualifying for 2. If the checker flag falls now, German there just flicking past us on those soft tires now. German is well, and is quite happy with Leifert, so he is called it a day in his first qualifying session there. First shock of the week, Dan Murphy sets a qualifying time. An absolutely incredible 17 series question there. Dan qualifying must have a fever then. Goodness gracious me then. As we also got Vince saying good evening as well. Great 17 there is Scuba Stew also in the comments as well. Hello everyone there. So good stuff indeed there. And just now on board. Scooby Stew's also got a negative test as well, so that is absolutely brilliant news indeed. Well done, Scooby Stew. Absolutely good stuff then for the Mercedes drive then. So that is great stuff then. So hopefully Scooby Stew can enjoy some freedom as well. German goes across the line. It's slower than his medium run there, which is quite interesting stuff then. Murphy goes into 5th fastest there. Goodness gracious me, Murphy. My word, Dad. Not only if we see him come out for qualifying, now he's come out for free. And look at that. And it just shows the caliber of the man as well, doesn't he? He's up in the 5th fast at the moment, Murphy is there. And hopefully he's going to pay me in kind with a few whispers later on as well. But no, joking aside then, fantastic stuff there from Murphy. Right up into the thick of things. And currently through into qualifying 3 quite easy. Emerson's retired from the session now. Lucas Percy has not set a time just yet. Pease is back out on the circuit as well. Cowie has had some issues there. Charlie Scott has called it a day in third position. Williams also called it a day as well. Troy, who's also starting the lap as well. This is where it's going to get. There's going to be some tears, I think, in this qualifying session. Oh, is that Red Bull? It's right off the circuit. I'm not sure who it was. Lucas Percy. Then this is all or nothing now for Percy. Let's follow the man who won last season here. That is Total Pease. Remember, this is his first race back in ALR last season. He stepped in the car and he threw it across the line to win the Dutch Grand Prix in fine style as well, wasn't it, for Percy last season? For Total Pease last season. Magical stuff indeed there. Can he do the same again here tonight for Total Pease? Of course, Total Pease has won a Grand Prix this season already, hasn't he? Of course, he won in the French Grand Prix. Oh my gosh, there. I'm not sure what happened there. For goodness gracious me, I was looking down at my old spreadsheet there, and I looked up, and there was a car. I'm not sure because I think that Total Pease is driving from, of course, from his college area, isn't it? So I'm not sure if they've got Dodge Internet College or whatnot. Here comes Adam, then coming out of turn 3 as well. Lucas Percy, I think, is the first big casualty of this qualifying session. If my timer is right, then, which it could almost certainly be not right, could be in major peril here. Then maybe am I being a bit too early? Goodness me, Adam's being a bit too early on the old steering wheel there. My word, I thought he was going into the barrier there, but good save there from Adam. He's in 15th position mode. They're doing a lot of harvesting in the Alfa Romeo car. Cartboy invalidated his time, so Black Box has lost the nose cone as well. This is an old school track. This one is there. We've just seen Cowie come back into the pits, and Mr. Lee is back out on session as well. Percy there is trying to make some space there. It's an old school circuit. This is, if you're going to go off, you're going to go off in a big way. And also remember that I think that the safety car around here, the safety car percentage around here is very high indeed, then, isn't it? Well, I'd say it's 100% then, because we've had 100% safety cars around here in all the ALR Gold races, haven't we? Siege there coming. Siege going a bit wide there out of the curve as well. There's 2 DRS zones around here in between turn 10 and 11. And Percy is out of qualifying. That's a huge shock for us. Oh my goodness me then. So Percy is out of qualifying. Oh my gosh, there and Siege there, another driver who I'm quite surprised by, because there's a lot of the subs tonight, isn't there? But goodness me, they're in a bit of there are some major problems, aren't they, out there? Percy out qualified. Mr. Elite there is having to overtake Pease, because Pease has got a red X next to his name there. there. So, goodness me, there's a lot of cars then. I think that the polishers of these cars are going to have a lot of work to do between qualifying 1 and 2. The cars have to be pristine, don't they, when they're on the stream as well, because they want to look absolutely beautiful, don't they? And, well, at the moment, a lot of the cars don't look beautiful because they've been going against the, going over the gravels, haven't they? Siege out qualifying as well, so we've lost Percy, and we've lost Siege in this first qualifying session, and we've lost Cowie as well. We're going to lose 2 of the Alpine drivers then before we even get to qualifying 2. That would be a big shocker indeed then. Adam is out of qualifying. Well, he's out of the session, but he's not out of qualifying just yet then. Because we've got another Alfa Romeo who's, I think that's Adam, who's actually retired on the track there, which is a bit naughty there from the Alfa Romeo driver. Mr. Elite in the second sector, he's 3/10 of second out. That is in the ballpark of his teammate. That's not in the ballpark though, getting through in the qualifying 2 just yet, is it there? As Mr. Elite having to correct the slide there. That car is not looking too compliant from Mr. Elite's point of view. Out of turn 13 there, 14 there's enough in turn if he got brand new tyres here. And Mr. Elite, I think, has brand new tyres there. Look at this hugging the inside there because he wants to shorten the run there. And Mr. Elite is out by less than a tenth of a second there. Mr. Elite will start 16th on the grid then for tonight's Grand Prix. That is a shame there for Mr. Elite then. And that is a big blow indeed. What about PZ? Pease there, who's on an outlap according to the graphic here, but that looks quite pedestrian there for Pease, who's down in 20th position according to my timing screens here. Oh dear, oh dear. And that is not good at all, is it? As he come over the grid hatchings there, and that is well, Pease, I don't think it's quite setting a qualifying lap just yet, or a bona fide qualifying lap. Well, Milan at the moment set the pace there right from the get-go, didn't he? And that's kind of been set fair. So the top 3 have really come out and are all firing on all cylinders, and they very impressive stuff indeed there for Toto Pease, and really, for Milan, Emerson, and Scott. Then Toto Pease there is currently cruising. I think he might be out of this qualifying session, unfortunately, for Pease. So the man who won the Grand Prix last season had a bit of a nightmare start to the Dutch Grand Prix tonight, unfortunately, then for Pease. He crawls back to the garage then. So we have lost the first 5 drivers we lost then. Mr. Elite, Cowie, Siege, Lucas Percy, and Toto Pease. And if you was going to tell me that before this qualifying session, goodness gracious me! If you told me this before the start of the qualifying session, I would have been absolutely shocked to see some of those names: Siege and Percy out qualifying. Total Pease said, who's just coming back to the pits. Well, I'm not sure if there's technical gremlins on that Mercedes car for Pease, because he hasn't set a time at all, has he, Pease? So I think there may be some problems or two for the AMG Petronas Mercedes car here, and that is a big blow, isn't it, for the former Grand Prix winner here tonight then. So that is a major problem for Pease, who would like to have gone up the championship a few times then. But that is a bit of a shame indeed then. And so as Total Pease then crawling over the grid line as well then. So hopefully that'll be the end of qualifying one, and the timer is up then, and we'll be now going into qualifying 2, I would hazard a guess, in the not too distant future. As I quickly stretch my knees out. Goodness gracious me then. I'm already sweating now. Oh gosh, I haven't even, we've only just done qualifying 1. Goodness gracious me then. Right, so at the moment it looks like that Peace's car is just going to go around for another day, which is good stuff. As much as I enjoy watching Peace, watch Peace go to work, this would have been, it's a joy to watch Peace, but unfortunately, Peace has gone third fastest. Fantastic stuff there for Peace. Goodness me, I don't even know how that's happened. But goodness gracious me, Peace is now over the third fastest. I'm not even sure if I'm seeing the right Peace, but he's third now. Great. And now he's Pete's left the section there, and he's also transported himself right to the other part of the circuit. So I got to say, Pete, I'm not sure if that time is bona fide there from Pete's end, because teleportation in ALR is illegal. That's what I say to that. Anyway, Milan is quite as quick as so far, 2/10 second in front of Emerson in second. Then great stuff indeed there for Milan. There really came out of the box there and just threw it fast and straight away. Then out of qualifying, quite shockingly, is Percy. Siege out of qualifying as well, down 19th. Then we got row 9 of an Alpine row 9 of Cowie and Mr. Elite. They're really struggling at the exam for it at the moment there, and also out of qualifying is a dam as well. The whole of the grid is separated by 1.3 seconds. I think the drivers have got a good time in there. I don't think Siege got a good time, and I don't think Percy did either. It's ridiculous, isn't it? 1.3 seconds. It's so close, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, then. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed there. And as we now get in through to qualifying getting through into qualifying for 2. Then Pease has joined back in. Then I think that Pease may have a problem or 2 then as well. Yes, I'm not really sure how he's got into to P3 as well there, but goodness me, I don't know how he teleported himself over there. Goodness gracious me, maybe he's been watching a bit of Dragon Ball Z. Right then, let's get on to qualifying 2, shall we? So this second qualifying 2 session. For any new viewers here, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, the show, the stream, whatever you guys like to call it, whatever the cool guys and girls like to call it. All I know is that it's a show for me, of course. So yeah, mainly because I started watching TV when they still had black and white TVs. Goodness gracious me! Right then, as we're now into qualifying 2. This qualifying 2 session, we've got 15 minutes now to sort out the slowest 5 drivers once again. Then, and of course, if you get through into qualifying 3, you must start on a tyre which you set your fastest time on, of course. And remember, unless of course there is change in the weather conditions, both the harsh drivers are quite keen as well of Milan and Tango there. I would suggest then that slipstream around here is probably not the most advisable thing to do unless you want to do it down the back straight. So Adam saying, now in, out, perfect there. And goodness gracious me then is Adam saying, what the hell, Codemaster saying. I got to say, I have no earthly idea what is going on here, to be fair. I'm more bamboozled than I normally am, really. Yes, as I mentioned, teleportation is illegal. But Pillar says it's not very well, unfortunately, but Paul, we reckon it's going to be a 9.4 then for Pillars. Pillars is very quick around there. It's such a shame that he's not very well, because I would have betted a bottom dollar that Pillars would have been on the podium here tonight. Then, so that is a brutal blow to Pillars and his championship campaign. But I think some things are more important as well. So hopefully Pillars gets it better in a jiffy or 2. So yeah, fingers crossed as well as he now comes out of the final turn. Enright is saying that no way for the 09.3 then. Sorry, for the 09.4 then for pole position out of the final turn as well. I do think Milan has got a lot of time in the bag. Then this track is going to evolve anyway. Emerson is not even using DRS as he comes over the grid hatches to start his lap then. And now going in to turn 1 then. Liam is going to start. I think Liam is doing a quick time as well as the camera racer record is going to be at 0.98 then as well for pole position as well, which is actually it's somewhat slower than last season's pole position time, because we was in the 0.8s last season, wasn't we? Of course, these cars have lost. It's about 10% of downforce from last season to this season to slow the cars down. They've also lost a bit of the floor as well, haven't they? And of course, if you believe it or not, there's so much they could use on that floor. It's incredible, isn't it, what these engineers do? It really blows my mind to hear what some of the engineers can do and things like that. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. It's not only about the drivers and the speed, it's an engineering feat as well, Formula 1 is, isn't it? And of course, there's also some good news as well from the world of Formula 1, because I think they're dropping the basically, where they're dropping, I can't remember what's called, MGU-H, aren't they? They're dropping from the power unit now. Then, of course, I need Ted Kravitz here, because he explains it so much better as Liam is off the circuit there. He's swapped 10 through turn 13. He speeds in the gravel. Luckily, there's a bit of a downward slope there for Liam, so he can get the car going again. Oh, but that's not good at all, is it there? Dylan said, good evening, Dylan. Tango's gone faster so far in the Haas car, so Tango there thrown in a time of 11.2. Emerson has done a decent time if he's on a different circuit. Milan has gone at second fastest. Good stuff indeed. Then we've also got a Aston Martin out there. PZ down the back straight. Then we're just watching Gurman, who's coming across the line as well. Where's Murphy? Murphy is just into the final part of the lap as well. Just going back to the power units. Of course, they are dropping the MGU-H system, and they can't go so fast as well, of course. So that means that may potentially open the door for the likes of Porsche to come into Formula 1, which is absolute music to my ears. We don't have enough. It's Total Pizza really showing his teeth there. Have a great time of a 10.669 there on the medium tires. Remember that is. So and he's on the medium tires because if he gets into the top 10, he has to start on those tires. And I think the medium tires is going to be the race. It's going to be the preferred race tire in it, isn't it? Indeed. Then Troy then coming down the mini DRS straight. Here he is. Then before flying into 10 and 11. So yeah, it's really good stuff to hear. Porsche, well, was it Audi as well? I remember reading two manufacturers, so we'd love to see Audi and Porsche back in Formula 1, wouldn't we? That's one thing I do want. I want more engine manufacturers in Formula 1 because, oh my gosh, and Troy is spinning. There's Audi's into the barrier, and that's also a Haas car in front of him as well. Is that Milan, I think? I think it might be Milan and Troy then. Unfortunately, it's Tango. It's Tango then who's had issues. I should have noticed that from the helmet design, really, shouldn't I? Tango's also spun as well. So Troy and Tango both spun the car. Cardboy has moved up into second fast, and it's the fast of the soft tires. Oh my word! Then goodness gracious me, we've got action galore all of a sudden, haven't we, here in this session? And just now on board with Jonathan, who's 8 fast. He's the slowest time runner so far, but I think that Jonathan is on the medium tires. He's going to probably show his true pace now, isn't he? Dylan saying evening. We've got TK saying hello as well. Good evening to TK to you as well. Then as Jonathan is 2 tenths a second down the first split time. That's not what he wants to be doing if he wants to get higher up in the field. Then German, who's second by the cherry, is a much better time then of a 12-1 there. But again, I think that those, well, I say it's a better time. It is a better time in terms of the grid order, but I don't in terms of classification, but it's not a good time in terms of time, is it? As we are expecting the times to be in the low 11s, maybe even the early 10s. I think German will probably get into the early 10s as well himself. Lovely shot there from the Aston Martin. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed then. As TK saying, I hope I don't wreck it tomorrow then. Of course, I don't want to say too much on TK because I've been very confidently predicting that both the Alpine cars are going to be at least the Alpine drivers, both of them are going to get their first Grand Prix wins of the season there. But I've been wrong so far, and I've been giving both those drivers the commentator's curse. But so I'm really going to be very careful of what I say. Then Liam, yeah, flicking it through. Of course, we just seen Liam, yeah, spin it on the second to last corner. And then we had Tango and Troy also spin as well. And so the cars are getting very light on the old rear around here, aren't they? So I think they might need a bit more ballast on their rear end then. They should come and ask me then. I've got a lot of ballast on my rear. We got Liam, yeah, lovely pink helmet there from Liam, yeah. So of course I absolutely love it there. Of course, great stuff indeed then. Of course, that's the only similarities between me and Liam is we both have pink helmets. Apart from that, he's a lot quicker than me. He's a lot smoother than me. He's a better driver than me as well. Of course, he's a better driver than me as he's driving in gold, and I try and drive in. And of course, PBE on Thursday night for the championship, but I must say I'm more keen to a Tarso Marquez than anyone. Liam, yeah, goes at 4 fastest then on the medium tire as well. That's a very good time there from Liam. Yeah, very good. Some of the gamers too quick for me as well. He's gone 7 fast there, also on the medium tires, and these are getting some good times on the board now, aren't they? Great stuff indeed. Emerson has emerged out of the garage then on the medium tires. Let's watch the double world champion go to work and out of turn 3, accelerates away on Banks corner as well before accelerating away. Question, Tango's put his tracksuit in the wall. Tango has, he hasn't he? He's backed into the wall. I think Troy also did as well, unfortunately. And Dylan saying the black box weekend. Did you go to a bingo this week there? I haven't. No, I haven't been to bingo for a while, to be fair. Last time I went to bingo was when I went on a stag do down Torquay. That just shows how exciting my stag do was. Emerson there out of turn 10 then. DRS then right on the minute there for him, so the drivers get a beep in their ear then when the DRS is available. And of course the rear wing opens, doesn't it? It's not an instant boost there. It's not like a push to pass kind of thing there, which of course you have in the Grand Prix itself. Of course you have an overtaking button on these cars these days, don't you? It's more of a hand. It just gradually builds you up speed, doesn't it? That's what Martin Brundle says, and I believe every word that Martin Brundle says. Coming across line, Emerson goes fast as well, but he cannot get close to Pease at the moment there. Pease has put 1 lap in and it's absolutely flying out there. The only concern I do have about Pease there is that I'm concerned about his reliability at the moment, but hopefully, oh my goodness me, and William is in the wall. He's ricocheted from out the inside and gone into the outside barrier. That's a huge smash there for William in his home Grand Prix, and that is not what he needs, is it, for William there? Oh my goodness me, that oh goodness gracious me there, as William there does need some points, doesn't he, in his championship campaign. Otherwise he could be relegated there in the second half of the season. Now we're at the business end of the season. Black Box has gone fastest out on the soft tires out for the Red Bull team as well. Red Bull and the joint constructors need some points now as Milan has gone second quickest, but he's 3/10 of a second quicker than Pease and Emerson at the moment there. And that seems to be the status quo, doesn't it? In terms of those drivers at the moment, Milan, Pease, and Emerson. 3/10 of a second separates Milan from the rest of the field. There, as Murphy goes a second quicker and goes into a 7 as well for the Red Bull. Good stuff indeed there. Good something there for Murphy. It's great to see you, Murphy, commentating. Goodness me. Well, we would love to see Murphy commentate, wouldn't we? Goodness gracious me. I think the nearest we ever come to Murphy commentating was when he was just reviewing his I think it was in the was it? I can't remember when it was now. If we had him in the commentary box, didn't we, when he crashed out? I think it was about season 2 or something like that. That was the closer I got to Dan commentating. But I'm sure we'd love to hear him in the commentary box one day, won't we? Where he can really give us some inside information about the real, not only the real world of Formula 1, but the game as well. Of course, he has a wealth of knowledge, doesn't he? Dan does. Emerson's just been rolled back onto the dolly wheels, back into the garage, and he is now going to be sitting out, because I think that Emerson should be safely through on that time he's done now. Then what about the cut-off then? Who is in danger then? Who's going to be sweatily looking over their shoulder? Well, I'm always sweatily looking over my shoulder, but who else is going to be worried? That Jonathan is on the cusp at the moment, as is Gamer's out of qualifying at this moment in time. We have to check a flag forwards. William is out of qualifying. He's had a huge smash there. It was quite a frightening incident as well for the Williams driver, but he's okay, I think, and ready to participate in the Grand Prix. We've got Charlie Scott, as I think I've just seen one of the Haas cars, a Tanga, go into sixth position. We have indeed then. I was saying earlier on about that corner, it's quite easily flat out on fresh tyres, but I think William has proved me wrong then. Troy goes 9 fastest for the Ferrari. He's also in the drop zone as well. Also in the relegation zone as well, isn't he, Troy is. So Troy, the Silver World Champion, is. I was expecting Troy to be a prolific scorer in ALR Gold, but I think he's had a lot of bad luck, and also, and to be honest, it's also about not about motivation, about momentum as well. Isn't it? Lovely shot there, fantastic. It's also about momentum as well. And if you have bad momentum, it's just a downward spiral, isn't it, in this game now? And I think unfortunately Troy's had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he? But hopefully, if we can put that bad luck to one side there and really get himself back in the money as well. Luckily, we still got 9 races to go after tonight, don't we, Pete? Sorry, Emerson's retired from the session there. Murphy there just to get out of the way. He's down in 8th position now, Murphy is. I think the Murphy, who's in the 11-0s, and is that going to be safe? I don't think it's going to be safe. I think Murphy might be out of qualifying here, and he might be a bit disappointed, judging from the pace that he's shown in the first qualifying session. So Murphy is not good. It's not looking at it's looking a bit precarious at this moment. And going over the curb on the outside there, turn out of 13. And now here comes Jonathan coming up to the line then. And what does Jonathan do then? Jonathan goes 5th faster, and I think that is going to might cause some drivers there to be a bit concerned. Then what about Slothfed? Slothfed using all the track there. Brilliant something there for Slothfed. He doesn't hug the inside there, but he's only 13 faster, Slothfed is there. We've still got Scott to go as well, and Scott is 007 in the second sector. License to frail for Charlie Scott then. Out of turn 11 then for Scott. And now he's 2 corners away from home here in the Alfa Romeo. Then Charlie Scott will also expect to be involved in the mix. Well, lovely helmet here of the Dutch Lion there on his tin there. As Scott goes into third fast, as I said, and that should also see him safely through as well. Murphy is now on the cusp with 2 minutes to go there. Slothfair is 300s down then. Goodness gracious me then, that car is just not it's oversteer city there. It refused to turn there, did it? Goodness gracious me there. That back end was not compliant at all there from Scott there, and he's lost an abundant amount of time here. Troy's in the pits a moment, so Liam is now on the soft tires, as is a Gamer as well. Then I think there might be a bit of frustration there from Sloth, unfortunately. Here comes Lee out of the final turn, and I think what most people are commentating at the moment is about the fact that Murphy's qualifying. I know, we're absolutely shocked, haven't we? But it's great to see him commentated. Really good. I keep saying that. It's great to see him qualifying. Fantastic stuff indeed there. It really is indeed there for Murphy. And I've got to say, I think there's a couple of races there where if he did qualify, I reckon he would have won a Grand Prix or two. Of course, and that means that Murphy would only be the second driver in ALR history, if I'm not very much mistaken, to win in bronze, silver, and gold. Then the other driver, of course, is Gurman there. Milan is retired from the session there in the Haas Cup, but he should be safely through. And I'm not a betting man, and I'm not going to say anything, but I think Milan is looking very well. Milan's looking good. I'm not going to expand on anything more than that because I don't want to give him the commentator's curse there. But he is looking strong, isn't he? There, and he's 2 tenths of a second away from Scott, who's who's the second, who's just gone into third fast as well. Blockbox then, who's currently the quickest at this qualifying session so far. Here comes Liam Yet, who's on a lap then. Sloth is going for a second time lap, so that's 3 laps on the medium tire, so for Sloth. Here comes Liam Yet out of turn 14 then. Here he goes then, flying now out of turn 14 then. And look at this, Liam Yet taking the hug at the inside line there, and he goes across line. Liam Yet goes third fastest out, and that is good indeed there for Liam Yet. Here comes Gamer down the back straight. So it's 3/10 of a second up then. And Murphy might be out of qualifying here, but he's coming out on the soft tires. Murphy is there, so Murphy is also joining the party as well. Oh, Sloth is, I don't think Sloth is not going to be in this qualifying free part. He is out, and that is a shame there for Sloth Fed. Actually, no, he can do one more run there, but he's going to do 4 laps on those tyres there. Gamer's gone 8 fastest and good stuff indeed there. He's a whisker behind his teammate at the moment there. Gamer is there, but he's safely through. Well, I say safely through. He's as safe as he can be through at the moment there. Troy then, who's now onto the back straight of the RSN. Well, it's not really a back straight, is it? Well, I suppose it is. It's a little curve, isn't it there? But he's now into the second step. Oh, goodness me. Troy is not gaining the time he needs at the moment, is he, Troy? He's only 10th a second up. That is not going to be good enough to get him into qualifying free. He is going to need a magical final sector here. Slothfen, who's out of qualifying, and he's cruising back, and Troy is off the circuit, and that's a track invalidation there, and Troy is out of qualifying as well, unfortunately, unless my timer's a bit up the blink then. No, it's not Troy out of qualifying, unfortunately. Jonathan didn't make it to the flag then, but he should be safely through. Murphy's made it to the flag then. Here comes Murphy as well in the Red Bull Power Honda car as well then. Car 26 for Murphy, keeping it within the track limits as well. Lovely stuff here from Daniel Murphy. DRS right on the money then, out of the final turn then in the Red Bull. Murphy goes full fastest there. That suits him safely through. Gurman is out of qualifying. That's a shock. That's a major shock there. The champion, the man who second the World Championship is out. And here comes Carboy. Carboy goes 7th fastest. And good stuff indeed. Gamer is out of qualifying and Jonathan makes it through by the skin of his nose cone, but Gamer hasn't. He hasn't made the cut. He is out of qualifying, and Sloth is also out of qualifying as well. Gurman, Troye, Sloth, William and Gamer all out of qualifying too. My goodness me, the calibre of this field there, you're going to always be surprised of who's going to be knocked out of Q1, 2 and 3, but my word there, Gurman there is not going to be a happy bunny at all with that one, is he? Sloth comes across the line. Goodness gracious me there, and that is a big shame indeed there. We just seen that Gamer being rolled up back into the garage then. So Black Box is fast in qualifying too then, so good stuff indeed. We'll have a look at the tyres then, and who is going to start on what tyres for the Grand Prix later on in this session then. And then now then is Black Box and fastest so far. Good stuff indeed then. And he is, and so he's on the soft tires and medium tires for Milan, for Charlie and for Pease and Emerson. Everyone else is on the soft tires then. Out of qualifying is William, Sloth, Troy, Gurman and Gamer. All out of qualifying too, unfortunately. We go into qualifying free then. Jonathan, of course, a big top notch here because Jonathan is going to get the qualifying. He's got the qualifying free ban, which he might be happy about here because of course it's home Grand Prix next week in Italy in Monza, so he wouldn't want to take that qualifying ban there, would he? As now we go into qualifying free then, and I found out something really cool earlier on, which I don't think it was going to be interesting, but of course, I think that back in 2002, the Honda were they were supplying the Jordan and the BAR cars, weren't they? And of course, Honda was, but of course, Honda only wanted to, well, there was a lot of pressure, wasn't there, from BAR to only supply their team, really. So Jordan had to go out and find an engine, didn't they? And they was very close to having a Mercedes engine for 2003, weren't they? And of course, they was going to have it, and it was going to be a part of Mercedes, because I think Mercedes kind of like, I'm not sure how to call it really, but they do something with like smart cars and things like that, so it would have been the Jordan Smart kind of thing. They would have been powered by like a smart engine, which is basically a Mercedes rebadged, wasn't it, kind of thing, which I thought was pretty cool. There's a lot of other bits of information on that then, but of course I think it's on if anyone knows who Josh Revel is, and he's a very good he's a very good Formula 1 YouTuber, and he goes through a lot of information about that kind of stuff. And yeah, I really was intrigued about that. If everyone's interested in the details, then yeah, it's on his YouTube channel. And Charlie Scott has spun the car. Oh goodness me! And that is not a good outlap at all, is it there for Charlie Scott? And goodness me! And gosh, that is not going to help his confidence whatsoever, is it there? Because I think Scott is definitely in the money there for maybe a pole position here tonight. Then, and look at the caliber of drivers we've got there. We got Total Peas, we got Murphy, we got Scott, we got Cartboy, we got Tango, Emerson, Milan, Liam, yeah, and Black Box, and Jonathan as well. If Jonathan did a qualifying free ban, he would also be in the mix as well. Those 10 drivers with so much caliber. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't there? I have no idea who's going on pole position. That's exactly how qualifying should be, shouldn't it, really? Here in ALR Gold, then. I'm not a betting man, so I don't know who I'd bet on anyway. It could be anyone, but Milan there does look quite solid, doesn't it, Mona? But he's still got to get the job done. Carboy is going to be our first driver to have a go. This lap then is not very long at all, is it there? So I'm wondering if someone's going to go for free time runs here. Gamer is happy for his teammate as well. Gamer is very happy for his teammate, and of course Gamer also starts 11th as well, but he gets to start on whatever tires he wants to start the Grand Prix on. So I'm just getting rid of all my sweat. So Cartboy then, who's now coming through the first intermediate split time as well. There it is, and he's at a 24. Oh, goodness me, 666 there in the first sector for Cartboy then going over the curb there. Do not take too much of that outside curb then, because that will unsettle the car and it will put him into the barrier there. Of course, that's not what you want. And oh no, and Scott, who's had 2 spins in 2 laps here, that is not good at all for Scott, is it there? So he needs to compose himself here. Well, I got to say, I'm rich to talk about composure, ain't I? But Scott needs to get himself steady and get himself back into the qualifying mode, doesn't he? For the Alfa Romeo, the only Alfa Romeo left in this qualifying session after Adam is down in 16th position then, and just out of the final sector as well. Sorry, out of the final corner as well there for Cartboy. Serge mentioning has got Milan for pole position as well. Cartboy out of the final turn then, and where does Cartboy put himself? He's done himself a 10.9 then to start us all the way then, and Tango's done a 10.9 as well. 2.4 into a second quicker. Emerson's done a 10.2 then. Goodness gracious me, and 7 tenths of a second quicker. Milan is into the 9.7s there. 9.772, and that is pole position so far. He is the first driver into the 9s tonight, and Pease has gone into the 10.2s by 300 of a second away from Emerson as well. We've got yellow flags in the background. Murphy is on the second row of the grid. Magnificent stuff for the 4-time pole sitter. Scott has gone across the line as well, but Liam, yeah, over the grid, I'd say, goes 5th fastest in the Mercedes. Liam is looking on song tonight there in the Mercedes car. It's great to see Liam back up there as well. Lovely stuff indeed there. What a first round of qualifying that was. Let's go on board a Black Box, and he goes over the grid hatches there as he comes in to turn 1 then. Milan currently leads the pole position qualifying race at the moment then, but which that is a lot of words there, which I don't even think I'm going to say half of then. All I know is that Milan is on pole position there, 9.7 then. Is he out of the ballpark of everyone else? And he's the first driver into the 9s tonight then. That's not the all-time lap record. I don't think the all-time lap record, they're nowhere near the all-time lap record around here tonight, are they? Of course, that's because of the amount of downforce they've lost then. Total Pease is second and 300 second away from Emerson there, with Murphy 3 tenths of a second outside of Emerson, and Total Pease is timing on there. But Murphy from 4th position is going to be a danger, a present danger there, isn't he? Right from the off here tonight. Oh goodness gracious me then. As it just now on board and Black Box as he is coming down the second part, the second DRS zone as well. Goodness gracious me as well. Gordo is saying Milan is quick. He is quick indeed, isn't he? Very impressive time indeed. Enright saying 9.7. That's a respectable lap there for Enright. Enright is saying Black Box there into turn number 13 and on to 14 as well. He doesn't want to take too much of the grass exit out, spit you into the inside barrier there. Black Box across the line. Black Box is second fastest there, and it's Black Box second then. Milan is fastest so far, with Black Box in second, then it's Total Pease and Emerson on row 2 here tonight. What incredible time it was there from Milan, and look, he's being wheeled back into the garage there along with Scott, who hasn't set a representative time yet in the Alfa Romeo there, but it is Milan on pole position so far with 6 minutes to go. Then can anyone get into the 09s there? Pease was trying for a second bite of cherry, but unfortunately he's invalidated somewhere, and that is such a shame then for Pease. So he's going to have to come into the garage there, and going to have to come into the garage there and try again, then, isn't he? I wonder if, of course, this qualifying 2 sessions as well. If you've saved a set of tires earlier on this session, then of course you would have 2 sets of soft tires, 2 sets of new soft tires there. Of course, you get 1 set of new tires anyway. Then to make it in, there's a reward to get into qualifying 3. However, of course, you get a you got to be clever with the strategy in qualifying these days, don't you? 3 sessions there, you got to make sure you keep it set back then for the final part of qualifying. So Black Box, a fantastic time there to be second fastest, and that'll be his best ever qualifying performance in ALR. Lovely shot here at the Portaloos, but I want to see Cart Boy. And where is he then? There he is, as he just comes over the brow of the hill. Just now watching Carboy is good at saying in the nicest way possible, Milan, you're an alien. My goodness me, Milan is an alien indeed, is he? Fantastic stuff. That is Milan's own Grand Prix. He should have and could have won this race, the last 2 races, shouldn't he, really, Milan? He's the only man to be on pole position here in Zandvoort, isn't he? He's got 100% record there. It looks like he's going to he is going to keep up this 100% record as well, because he's the only driver to get into the 910. Carboy, 5 minutes ago in this session, so he has gone out. He's gone out quite early on then, and away he goes. And it's turn 3 then. We got a lot of. I love this. Okay, it's just a lot of undulation as well, and old school as well. If you're gonna go off, you're gonna be biting the barrier quite heavily here, and you'll be out of the Grand Prix, won't you? You'll be out of the race there, and of course, so you have to make sure that you keep it within limits as much as you can. But it's so difficult, isn't it? So much, so much to balance the time, balance your skill, balance the car. Make sure you don't go into the barrier, but make sure you keep it on the tarmac as well. It's such a great part of racing, isn't it? Qualifying is. I absolutely love it. It's really good indeed. This is the fastest. This is this is going to be. These cars are going to be all event tonight, because they're now they've got no fuel on the car. Now these all new tires now. The track is rubbing in. Now this is it. It's all or nothing for these drivers now. And here comes Carboy. He's gone wide. He's just about kept it in track limits. Fantastic precision there for Carboy. Over the grid hatchets, over the line, and it is 6th fastest. That is row 3 for Carboy. Magnificent performance there. Well done indeed. Fantastic stuff fed fantastic stuff there for Carboy. Really well done. Magical stuff fed. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from Carboy. Ooh, I've given myself cramp. This isn't good. Then Tango now out on circuit as well. Then lovely helmet design there from Tango there. I gotta say, it's a helmet that you can see from far and wide, can't you? There, of course, I think it's helmet actually brought up the Britas Empire from last week as well. Reminded me that I need to go back and watch that sitcom at one time. Then, one time or another. There, I do enjoy the Britas Empire, but I think of course Red Dwarf is very much one of my all-time favorites as well. They're brilliant. Indeed, then. But I don't know why I'm talking about sitcoms. I need to be talking about Formula 1 cars, don't I? 3.5 minutes ago in this qualifying session so far. Milan is currently undefeated in qualifying, isn't he? My goodness gracious me, then. I'm sure it's in a car in the middle. I don't know, maybe that was just me. I thought it said like a heat aider. Anyway, yeah, so we're just now watching Tango then, who is coming out of turn number 12. Here we go then. So Tango on an outlet. We've got every car out on circuit mode, apart from Cartboy, apart from Murphy and Black Box as well. Both Red Bulls are looking so strong tonight, and they had a bit of a difficult race last time out in Spa with Murphy 10th and Dynamo down in 9th. Of course, they are last in the joint constructors as well, and for 2 seasons in a row, Red Bull could be at the bottom of the pile, which is not what they want, is there? Of course, the joint constructors has only been in, oh my word, the Tango now. I thought he was going off there. The joint constructor's only been around since the season 5, hasn't it? But Red Bull being bottom in both those seasons is not great at all, is it? There, so hopefully they can. Hopefully they can get themselves sorted and be off the bottom there. But unfortunately, someone has to finish bottom, don't they? I think that Tango here is not on a quick lap. He's not on a quick lap at all. Then his battery is depleting there, so he's just backed off there. Here comes Scott. Scott, who didn't have a good first lap at all, did he? As he made a mistake there on turn 3. Look at a lovely shot there, isn't it? Goodness me, the way that the cars just changed direction on this circuit is magical stuff indeed, isn't it? Of course, when we have the next Formula 1 game, of course, is the F1 2022 game, when the cars are going to be completely different. So make the most of next season, this season, next season, then. then, because these cars, some of these cars are not as quick as last season, of course, are they? Because we're not even touching the times from last season around here. But my word, just make the most of how incredible these cars look around this circuit. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then, and out of the final turn as well, Gallagher, who's saying he's missing this already. Then, of course, Gallagher was our reserve driver, was he? And did some really good performances in silver and bronze as well. Scott across the line then, and he goes full fast. As that is on the second row of the grid. He squeezes in between Emerson and Pease somehow. 10-2, a 10-2, a 10-2 there. 3,000 seconds away from total Pease. So that is incredible stuff indeed then. A Red Bull Black Box has just finished off his up as well. Pease there, who's I'm looking at the wrong Mercedes. I need to look at this Mercedes, and there's a yellow flag then for one of the Alpha Tower cars. It's just the Honda powered Alpha Tower then just crawling out the way then. Liam Yeh comes across the line. Liam Yeh 6 fast there, once again underlining his credentials around here. Fantastic 17. Here comes Milan in, he's got to improve, and so Milan's going to have to go around again. Emerson in a fantastic time. He's on this front row of the grid. Emerson is there. He's really mustered all of that and more, hasn't he? Out of the car. Brilliant stuff indeed. Murphy has found a 10th of a second in the second split time there. Murphy and Liam Yeh going head to head for that third row privilege. Across the line he goes. No! Make that the second row of the grid there for Murphy. He is on the second row along with his teammate. A fantastic end there to that lap then. Tango 2/10 a second up in the second split time as well. And him and Carboy are also fighting for row 4 at the moment. Across the line there. He goes 8 faster than the Tango. That says anything more than the fuel tank there. Total Pease goes across the line and he's got one more run then. Goodness to me, as Scott in the pit, so he's abandoning his time. Scott has he wasn't improving in the second sector, so he's bailed out of it. Cartboy, who is just now, my goodness me, Cartboy just finished off his lap as well. Black Box is going to be in the 9 set, I think then. Black Box is on contention to get his first pole position of his career in ALR Gold then. This is an incredible lap there for Black Box. He comes over the line, and he's second fast. He's a 10th of a second away from Milan. The minutest of margins there. And Milan is going quicker still. Can anyone stop this man? No, they can't. It's a 9.5. My goodness me. It's a fantastic time there. Oh, Pease is up the circuit out the back end there. Murphy is going full or nothing as well on the Red Bull. The Mercedes, I think of Liam Yeh as a finish there. He is down in 10 fastest. That's a good time there from Liam Yeh. Murphy there, is he improving? No, he's abandoning his time and come back into the garage there. Total Pease said he's going to be down in 5th position in the end of this one. Tango is improving still there. Carboy's improving as well. Tango coming out of the final turn then. And whereas Tango's not activated DRS, and this is a time of abandonment there for Tango then. What about Carboy? Carboy currently 9 fastest then on a 10-7, and he's got to find a forward. He's got to find 4 tenths of a second if he wants to get himself into 8th position there. His second sector time was so-so. What about his final sector as well? Out of the final turn then. And let's see what he can do then. Tango coming across the line as well. Tango goes at 9 fast then. But it is Milan. What about Black Box? I might count my chickens before I hatch here. Here comes a Black Box out of the final turn then, as Black Box abandons his time then. So it is Milan, 100% record. No one has been on pole position apart from Milan then, and that is his 10th pole position of his career for Milan. No, it's his 11th pole position of his career there for Milan. Oh, magnificent stuff indeed there. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Milan. His 11th pole position, his 3rd pole position here in Zandvoort, his 3rd pole position of the season as well. Magical stuff there for Milan now. He is he's undefeated around this circuit in qualifying trim, and look at those times there, 0.95 and 0.98 there for Milan and Black Box. Magical stuff indeed. What a qualifying session that was indeed then. Serious Mushroom saying that Tango's helmet wants him to break dance in Lino then. Ben Geiger saying, oh shucks, thanks Ginger as well. Serious Mushroom says he's Strawberry Blonde. Or Autumn Dawn there. Let's take a look at the classification then from qualifying 2. Milan, 11 pole positions, fantastic stuff indeed in his career. Goodness me, I was one behind him. Black Box in second position, Emerson in third there with Murphy in fourth, and goodness gracious me, Murphy's so high he's got a nosebleed, I think. Fantastic, but he's on the fourth row of the grid, on the second row of the grid there. Watch out for Murphy. Can he get his first Grand Prix win of his career in gold then? And he'll be only the second driver in history of ALR as well to win in bronze, silver, and gold then. P. Scott, Liam Yeh, Tango, Carboy, and Jonathan completes the top 10 here in Zandvoort. Wilson saying, come on, Black Box then. Serious Russian, that's a time then. So, Serious Russian saying, Jake, what name will make you sing Epic the Animal? As Milan, don't bottle it in the race there from Becca as well. As Becca appears in the chat there from Serious Mushroom. Right then, I hope you're all sitting comfortably because we're about to begin round 11, the second half of the World Championship as well. Of course, normally in real world of Formula 1, I could now just sit back and relax for 24 hours. Well, no, because league racing is completely different, isn't it? ALR is completely different. I have got to muster up as much energy as I can for the next 45 minutes or so, then, because we've got a race on our hands, haven't we, here tonight, then? Milan is chasing his first ever Grand Prix win, as is Black Box as well. Emerson's got a championship to win now. Is he going to try and go for the race win, or is he going to just think about the points game with German so far back? And remember, in the Drivers' Championship as well, it's 22 the gap is between himself and German there. So it could be a crucial day in the World Championship, of course, and that is what all these drivers are here for tonight. And here for this season, that is it's all about the World Championship. That's what they want to win. Emerson wants to become a three-time world champion. German wants to become the first ever driver to win in silver and gold championships as well. That'll be a historic moment, won't it, for German, if he can do it this season, for anyone who can do it this season, because can Troy do it as well? Technically it's not the World Championship, however I think that Troy's championship aspirations might be done at this season, but do not count Troy out then. And as we now just go on the formation lap, we've got 20 cars around here then, so let's take a deep breath. Because I certainly need to, because I've given myself a real bad cramp on me side there, around my love handle area, so that's not good, is it? Right then, let's 36 laps around here then. It's a short circuit. We are expecting drama. I don't expect any rain, no, on the right side. Doesn't look too fruitful out there, does it? But hopefully the rain will stay away, because I'm really looking forward to this one. This is going to be a cracker. Hard tyres then for German, who's in 12th position. Troy in 13th position. We got William in 15th, and he made that mistake in qualifying. That was crucial mistake as well for William, wasn't it, unfortunately. Hard tyres for Cowie and Lucas Percy as well. So Lucas Percy well out of position, I feel. I think Siege is as well, and German, and William was as well, judging on his performance earlier on. Medium tyres then for Siege and for Gamer. Those are the only two drivers, and it was able to pick their tyres, and they've both gone for the medium compound tyres. Let's go through the grid then. Is Milan on pole position for the third time in this race circuit, and 3 races around here, or 3 qualifying sessions around here, 3 pole positions. Magnificent stuff. Second position is Black Box. Third position Emerson. Murphy in 4th, brilliant. 5th is P. 6th position is Scott. Liam Yeh 7th. 8th position is Tango with Cardboy in 9th. Jonathan in 10th position there. 11th is Gamer. 12th is German, 13th is Troy, the Sloth in 14th, 15th is William, 16th is Adam with Mr. Lee in 17th, Cowie in 18th, Siege in 19th, and Percy completes the top 20 here tonight as well. Soft tyres from outside the top 10 is Sloth, Adam, and Mr. Elite then, and they're going for a very attacking opening stint here. A lovely helmet design as well from Percy. I would say it's one of my favourite ones apart from Liam. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. As we're just now we're now just lining up for the grid as well. Young Tommy's entered the chat as well. Good evening, Young Tommy as well. As we got a lot of chats about songs and stuff. Don't make me bring up songs. Goodness me, I might start to sing Backstreet Boys. Right, 36 laps around the Grand Prix as well. Look at that Red Bull car, slightly out of sync there from the rest of the field. There, he is pointed towards Milan. He thinks he can get a shot going into turn 1 then. And here we go then, as the red lights are not going on yet. Then, as we're just now waiting for the start line procedure. Then the revs are on. Then here we go. It's the second half of the World Championship, and it's lights out. And Tango gets a good start as well. Black Box goes right behind Milan as we go into turn 1 there. Murphy is fighting with Pease there in the battle for 4th and 5th position there. Milan's had the perfect start there. Murphy has found himself back up and under there. He is on the soft tyres. Murphy is. He wants to get a job done on Emerson quite early on here. Emerson's on the inside there, so Murphy's going to go on the outside as well. And let's look at this. It's going side by side then through the very fast and kinky part of the first part of the lap. Emerson's been hung out to dry then, and Tango's up in the 4th. Tango's had a magnificent start. There's a beastly start there from Milan there. All contact between Emerson and Tango there, and Tango is he's got into a pinch point there as Tango's having with pieces in termination of the track there. And the Red Bulls are 2nd and 3rd, and this is exactly what I wanted to see for a Red Bull point of view then, as Tango's on. Look, then Charlie has dropped down, and Charlie once again in the start set, he does drop down a few positions. Charlie does that, but he's trying to come back at Cardboy as well in the second part of the straight as well. well, and that's Aston Martin then, who has been spun around then. That's Jonathan there, day late and $1 short there for Jonathan. Unfortunately, I don't think he's damaged the car then. He has dropped right down to 20th position and last then. Milan leads, black box in second position then, Murphy in third then. That's a good start for Murphy. Emerson in fourth position and no DRS just yet then. Now we've got a great battle in between. Oh no, Tango's in the pits then. Goodness me, Tango had the best start. That's an Alpine in the pits as well. It's Mr. Elite then also coming into the pits at yellow flag. Jonathan is off in the final corner there. Jonathan is off in the final corner there. There's something majorly gone wrong there for the British Italian driver then, as he damaged the car. I don't think he has there, but that is not good at all, is it there, from Jonathan there. Percy's up into 7 positions there. He's up into 13 position now. Percy has to go. Oh, goodness me, that's a Williams off. Oh, gosh, there. And we had an incident there in the first year here, didn't we? When someone, I think it was it was one of the Ferraris there trying to curve back on the circuit and collected. Was it Milan? I think it was Milan that he collected, wasn't it there? And that cost Milan his first ever Grand Prix win around here. I think it was season 5, wasn't it? Or season 4, perhaps then, actually. Williams lost a couple of positions there because of that, because he just spun at the wheels there, unfortunately, and that has cost him majorly. That is such a shame. Total Peas at the moment then, who's in 5th position. Total Peas is 6th position is Carboy with Scott in 7th position. Liam Yates in 8th position there. Sloth in 9th position. We got Mr. Elite, who's off in a major way there. It's there's a virtual safety car on the other side of the circuit, and Mr. Elite's miserable event here today has come to an end prematurely. Out of the Grand Prix for Mr. Elite. He was knocked out of qualifying when he's out of the Grand Prix, and that is a miserable day then for Mr. Elite. And no one's going to come in the pitch just yet because it's not in their strategy window. It's running on lap 3 out of 36 here tonight then. So Murphy up into a very solid 3rd position then, as Adam has got a 5 place, a second penalty then before coming to the pits at too eager there. He's coming onto the medium compound tires now, of course. He's going to serve that 5-second penalty until the next time he comes into the pits. Jonathan has almost been lapped here then, so he's having some major problems out there. Of course, it's a short circuit, isn't it? But we're on lap 3 now of the Grand Prix, so they have to adhere to the delta at the moment, don't they, all the drivers there? And when it goes green, then is anyone going to Is anyone going to take advantage of their competitors? And oh gosh, William has it. Unfortunately, he's got to drive for pounds there. Of course, you have to wait until it goes green, and then you can get back to full speed. William there, unfortunately, it's not at a good. That's not good at all for William. He's down in 16th position there. Yellow flag in 2 as William is out of the Grand Prix, and that is not good at all for William. And I'm just seeing where that is. There's a second Alfa Romeo. He's gone off, and I wonder if he spun up the wheels there for William, but he's out of this race then, and that is a big blow indeed. Yellow flag in a sector 2 then. William there is unfortunately the second retirement in this Grand Prix as well then. So we've had 2 retirements at the opening 3 laps here in Zandvoort then, and who's that? That's Pease. Pease is in trouble here. Oh no, the man who won the race here last season has dropped all the way down to 11th position there, and Pease there is recovering, and Troy's having a look on the inside. Oh no, and Troy and Pease have come to blows there. Oh my goodness gracious me there, and oh gosh there, so that wasn't good at all, was it? That looked a bit clumsy there from both drivers potentially then, maybe, I don't know, I'm just saying. So we got Sloth there, who is now in 8th position. He's up 6 positions. Sloth is there. He had a very good qualifying in Belgium, but didn't have a very good race then. Now he's having the opposite, isn't he? Sloth is look in front of us, and we have got Carboy, who's got a bit of a queue form behind him now, in 5th position in the second Alfa Romeo. Black box is now all over the back of Milan. They've got a 1.5 second gap between themselves and Murphy in 3rd position. And Murphy on a solid performance in the Red Bull car. Loving life at the moment. Murphy is good stuff indeed there. Charlie Scott is now at 2/10 of a second back, then 10th for a second, and he's got DRS, and DRS is activated after the first lap here in the Grand Prix, and it is indeed now activated. And so this is where the fun will begin, I would hazard a guess then. Carboy is going to be looking a bit concerned now. Look at this train of cars that we've got behind Carboy, all within a second of each other, right down into 30th position as well. Black Box is on the ascendancy. Black Box on the ascendancy. He takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. He is on the soft tires, of course, and Milan there. Remember that Milan is on the medium tires, and so of course he has got he's got a long way to go on these tires, of course, Milan has. So I think that Milan there doesn't need to be too concerned just yet in the Haas car. Also, Scott's got through as well, and Scott now up into 5th position and gets past Carboy. That's a crucial part of his race then for Scotland. I think that Scott might be in for a podium here tonight then. Of course, Alfa Romeo then, who won the Grand Prix last week, didn't they? Great. Of course, with Pillars as well, didn't he, in the Belgian Grand Prix. It's such a shame that Pillars not here tonight, because I think Alpha may be very much in the thick of things as well. But his super sub, Adam, has done a great job so far here, hasn't he? I think this is Adam's second Grand Prix in gold. I think this is actually his debut, isn't it? It is his debut as well in gold then. So Adam in his debut in gold tonight. He's raced before in the other divisions of ALR, but tonight is his gold bow, isn't it? And he's, I think he's doing a very good job. Gurman having a look. Then he's now into the points. Gurman is his championship rival, who is currently in fourth position there, getting 12 points in. So it's an 11-point swing so far in the Grand Prix. We still got a long way to go. We're about 31 laps away from the finish, so we are nowhere near determining this Grand Prix. Then Milan there on the inside of Black Box there, and goodness me, then so Milan is taking the lead there. But look, Black Box there is just hanging it in there. He's hanging it in there, and he will have the inside of his turn for as well. Black Box siving through and back into the lead of the Grand Prix. And of course there, and Black Box on the soft tyres at the moment there, so he does have a pace advantage over Milan. Milan has opted for the medium tyres to start this race, and he opted for that strategy in qualifying too, didn't he? Whilst Black Box is going for the quicker of the two tyres at this moment then, but he does have to use the medium tyres. Of course the rules in Formula 1 is you have to use two types of compounded tyres, whether that's the soft or the hard tyres, or the soft or the medium tyres, or the medium or the hard tyres, or any way you want to cut it, you have to you still have to use two types of tyres, don't you? Liam, yeah, having a fantastic job, by the way, isn't he? There's a lot of really good performers out there tonight. I'm really loving this. So good stuff indeed. Then second half of the season, and sometimes it's quite a nice refresher, isn't it? For the second half of the season, this might be a clean slate there for some drivers. Well, goodness me, Charlie Scott there doing a bit of Matrix style there. Goodness gracious me, not as Matrix as what we've seen from Total Pizza as he teleported his way halfway around the circuit. Fantastic stuff there for Pease. Really impressive stuff. Total Pizza. He is 6 places down now, but going to have to lead Pease for a minute, because we've now got another battle then for the lead again then, and it is Milan who's at swap positions. Now he's now got the definitive lead there, the Grand Prix. He's parked himself on the exit. Good stuff indeed there for Milan there. That is exactly what he needed. Total Pease got past Gurman as well. Gurman on the harder tyres then, so Gurman there is going to go through a bit of pain here at the moment, but later on then he is going to put himself into a bit of clear air, is probably what Gurman's plan is, and really putting some qualifying times on those hard tyres there. So that is Gurman's aim at this moment in time. Oof. Now it's Liam yet then. Still watching this battle here. I'm watching this battle quite intensively here. Look at the caliber of drivers in this midfield. It's fantastic. So we've got Pease. Oh, and who's out? That's Percy, who's had a couple of issues there on car 21. The only Williams left in the Grand Prix there, completely obliterated that. Goodness me, there's a lot of tyre rubber down in the entry of this corner here. My word then. Oh, good gosh, I don't think that's going to help the tyres whatsoever then. The caliber of drivers in here then. We've got the silver watch. We've got the silver multiple Grand Prix winner of Gamer. We got Total Pease, a multiple Grand Prix winner in gold. We got Gurman, a multiple Grand Prix winner in gold as well. He's the second highest Grand Prix winner in gold in this in the current crop of drivers, and so good stuff indeed there for Gurman. Really well done then. Now Black Box is starting to lose out now to Milan, and so Milan is now not now they've not battled on that lap around there from Milan, and so Milan has kept that lead this time around. Now he's going to start to really make hay, and the soft runners are going to start to really struggle then on those tyres, and they've done 7 laps on those tyres so far then. We'll find out then, but Emerson is also starting to be on the ascendancy, as well as Murphy is starting to drop at the pace like then in the Red Bull. Of course Murphy is on these soft compounded tyres and starting to fall into the clutches of the double world champion, which you're riding on board with now in the Scuderia Ferrari here. Of course, it is very tight in the stretches as well. Yellow flag in 2, and we got the second Williams there. Same issue there as William there, but Alex there as the Ferrari just merged his way through there. But Percy dropping down the order. Williams are on a nightmare Grand Prix here tonight in Golden. It's absolutely disappointed stuff indeed. That, oh goodness gracious me. And they're just going back to the front of the field as well. And then look at this, that is right now. Looking down then, Emerson is now homing in then on the back of Murphy then over the grid hatches as well. And of course he's got DRS as well, right on the money. Impressive stuff indeed. And then look at this as we're going down into turn number 1. And I've got sweat pouring off from my eyes already. Gosh, Pease into the pits, and that's very early for the soft tyres. And look, the Mercedes mechanic too, just getting ready there. And he's going to have to have a nose change here. He's onto the hard compound tyres here. And he's away then. Where's Pease going to come out then? But that is not good at all for Pease then. He is now going on to the hard tyres. How long is those hard tyres going to last? Can they get to the end from here? That is going to be quite some going then. But I believe if anyone could do it, it's definitely Pease. He is definitely a talented individual, isn't he? Wow. back on board with Gamerland. Strong performance here from Gamerland. This is 2 Grand Prix in a row that Gamer's really showing some mettle, isn't he? And of course, he's had the talent. There's been no doubt about it as well. He's had a lot of bad luck there. Now we've got both the Alpha Taris who are now fighting, and I wonder if there's going to be a bit of team orders here. Then I always surmise about the team orders, don't I, in ALR? And I always look a complete fool. But of course, in the real world Formula 1, there usually is, isn't there? And I'm sure that Frank Toss will be on the phone right now, wouldn't he? But I'm asking Carboy to jump out the way. Then we've got the Williams off again of Percy. It is a nightmare weekend, isn't it, for the Williams at Mercedes team, unfortunately. So Percy's dropped right down to 15th position there. Emerson's got past Murphy, and he's now up into, he's out in a third position, Emerson is there. So now let's see what the pace will be then with the Ferrari driver then, with Murphy there. I don't think Murphy was showing too much there, but I think the last lap or two he may have been, with Murphy's soft tyres are really starting to fall off the cliff, I would hazard a guess that. And still then the AlphaTauri drivers are fighting, so there's no team orders then in the AlphaTauri team then for Suffolk Cockpit, but this is really compromising that Grand Prix. Into the pits, there comes Percy, and he is now, what tyres is Percy going to go on now? It's too early, I think, for his strategical window, surely, because the hard tires are going to go very further than that now, much further than that, I should say, much better English there. But he's on the medium tires now. Then once again, in the AlphaTauri drivers are really hurting each other. There. Liam is just a tenth of a second away then, as he will have DRS and Slothfist, but so will Carboy as well, because Liam is only half a second down the road then from this battling duo. And we've also got in the background Gamer as well on the medium tires. So Gamer is going to be very happy with this, because I think the Sloth has more pace than the two in front of him, but he just can't do anything about it. His slipstream and then his slipstream, of course, his speed there on the start-finish line, or maybe in a straight line, it's not very good at all, but I haven't said that there. I've really been put in my place, haven't I, once again there, because Sloth is alongside. He passes Carboy, moves up into 7th position now. So Carboy down in 10th. He didn't make it too difficult there, did he, for his teammate? So what can Sloth do now then? His next target is Liam, and Sloth doing a good performance indeed. Then yellow flag then is Nasser Williams in the back of the field, then having some more dramas, isn't he? Unfortunately, so that's not good at all. We got to Total Peace, has just got past a Tango. That's a Tango. Well, Tango's going back on the inside there. Oh my goodness me. And Tango was very much a day late and a dollar short there. He didn't want Peace have it all his own way, did he? But Peace is on fresh hard tires there, and then now he's away. And Sloth then already closer to the Mercedes then. So that just underlines Sloth's performance. But I think Sloth didn't get into the qualifying 3, did he? So he will have fresher soft tyres there. They would not have gone through a qualifying 2 run. And of course, you're not as quick in this stage of the race as you would be in qualifying, for example, because you will be in qualifying mode. So you'll be putting more input there on the steering wheel, because you'll be going quicker. Also, you'll be putting the power down harder as well. And of course, in race trim there, you're not always going to be at your limit like you are in qualifying, are you? And into the pits there comes Liam, into the pits there comes Cartboy as well. So 10 laps on those soft tyres, and so they're into the pits now. And what tyres are going to go on there? Is this going to be a multiple stop around here? Possibly then, because we are quite short at the moment then from going half distance then. But the hard tyres could get to the end from there. Having said that, with Liam and Cartboy both going on to the hard tyres then. Let's see if I'll get them to the end of the Grand Prix. Some with soft tyres who are doing really well, actually, is this man here. Black Box now is all of a sudden found at some speed, as we have got one of the Mercedes there just coming back on the circuit there, and goodness me, as there's yellow flags in corner 1 there, down in Tarzan, so I'm not sure what happened down there. Jonathan in the pits as well, so Jonathan asked his first scheduled stop race then. So I was saying about Black Box, and he's doing a very good job, isn't he, at the moment, because he's on the soft tyres, and he's still Carboy is in trouble. Carboy is in trouble. What's that? And Carboy's lost the whole of the end plate there. The left hand, sorry, the right end plate there. And Carboy's incredible race there is hit some major snags here. Oh no, and Carboy there's got to come back into the pits, and he can't drive around the broken front wing then. Liam is also in peril as well, as he's dropped down into 15th position. Tango's made his way up into 14th. Oh, Carboy is going to be curses like that. Murphy's onto the hard tyres. I think the hard tyres should get him to the end of the race, and maybe a simple one stopper here. We've had no safety cars yet though, have we? So keep that in mind as well. You've had a 100% safety car record around here in ALR Gold, haven't we? Do expect a safety car. Black Box is still doing a magnificent job, isn't he, on the Oh, we've got Tango off the circuit. He had the same issue in qualifying there. And then, it's the Mercedes there. One of the Mercedes there is coming to the pits there. No, it's completely. It's not. It's the wrong car completely. It's Cartboy into the pits there. Jonathan also in the pits as well. So Jonathan, who's also coming in there. So he's had issues as well. So Jonathan Cartboy making some unscheduled stops here. And that's not good as well. Back with the race leaders and lap 13 then. Milan leads from Black Box. And Milan is there. Won a Grand Prix. And Allardyce had 11 pole positions there. But no return then in terms of Grand Prix win so far for Milan then, who's been a qualifying master, hasn't he there? Really good stuff then, but unfortunately for Milan, he's been very he's drifting onto the grass there, isn't he there? Jonathan now just coming out of the pits as well, as he's very close to being lapped there. Jonathan is there, so hopefully though he can put some pace there onto the medium tyres. German now is lining up Gamer here, and look at German, he's flying on that final sector, and he's now been in 6th position. He had such a great final sector there that put him into a beautiful position there, got past Gamer, and now he's up into 6th position. Next target is Sloth, who's on soft tyres there. Sloth in Black Box is absolutely moving worlds, aren't they? Staying on those soft tyres at this stage, so they are really doing an absolute fantastic job there. And I think they're going to go to the medium tyres later on this race then, so they do not want to go on the hard tyres at all, do they, Sloth or in Black Box? So they are going to be a factor later on in this race as well. But Black Box then is still within DRS. Well, just to say that he is now floats on the outside to the DRS activation zone. You have to be within 1 second of the car in front there to get the DRS. And of course the drag reduction system, which is the rear wing flap, which opens up there. And there it is. German demonstrating absolutely sensationally well for us there. And it goes open up the rear wing, and you get a little bit of a top end speed boost, don't you? It's not really a boost at all, you just get a higher top end speed, don't you? Into the pits comes up Black Box now, and he's put us in perfect position now to go onto the medium tyres, and that is exactly what he's doing. What about Sloth? Sloth is trying to extend this stint, and the only thing that Black Box is going to have a problem here is that he's going to come out right in the traffic, and German is on the hard tyres. He is not going into the pits in the foreseeable future, and a Gamer is on the medium tyres as well. And if Gamer is going to try and go on the soft tyres, then he is going to go another several laps or so, isn't he there? So Black Box is going to have to do some overtaking around here. It's not the easiest track to overtake on, is it? I think the start line down to turn 1 is probably the easiest way to go about it there, but there is a run there down into turn 11 as well. But on the second DRS straight, then there's a yellow flag in sector 1. It's one of the Alfa Romeos of Adam who's gone off the circuit, and it's a virtual safety car as he returns back into the flow of things as well. And to be honest, is anyone going to take a chance coming to the pits? And I don't think they are they? Because this is not a it's not a good opportunity to come in the pits, and the only person that would probably like to come to the pits at this stage of proceedings is probably Sloth, then, isn't it, really? Of course, if you come to the pits now, you don't have to adhere to the virtual safety car Delta, do you? Of course, the pit lane speed limiter is quicker than the virtual safety car on the track there. Remember Markelov in the Milan's coming to the pits there. Remember Markelov in the Monaco Grand Prix gained 16 seconds from somewhere, which won in the Grand Prix. And as I say that, then into the pits there comes Milan and Emerson there. So yes, and they are probably playing it safe, and Scott is not there because of course he's on the medium tire set. So Scott is it's not stayed out. He's not coming to pits. He stayed out, hasn't he? So Emerson is going to get out in front of a Black Box then. So Milan has kept his position because I think the Black Box would have gone for the undercut there. So they've decided to use this virtual safety car and come into the pits, and so maybe, and that's why I'm not a racer driver, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't think that there would have been anything to gain there. So good stuff indeed then. Soft is into the pits as well. It's a very long virtual safety car. It's for Adam then. So there must be some debris down in turn 3 where he went off the circuit. But this is a very long well, he's lost the whole of the wing section, so there is a lot of debris down there. He's also had to serve that 5-second penalty as well. DRS has now been enabled. Scott leads then with Milan in second. German's down to a fantastic third position with Gamer in fourth position. How to stop him? Well, we steered out Gamer. It's like goodness me, but he's up to fourth now. Gamer and Scott doing a similar strategy running and not using the virtual safety car to come into the pits then, and that is so then they're going in a different direction as well. We've got a Haas car off the circuit. I think it is Tango. It is Tango down in 14th position on a bit of a nightmare Grand Prix tonight. Tango is unfortunately. Black Box then is on fresh, hard tyres here. Emerson then who's down in third position at the moment. And look at how much time that Murphy's lost there. He's now about 5-6 seconds away from Murphy, and he was quite close to him when he came to the pits then. And Black Box is gaining. So Milan has now got a lovely bit of fresh air as well, hasn't then. So that is the beautiful time to come into the pits, and good stuff there from Milan then, and it's looking good indeed then. But we're halfway through the Grand Prix, and yellow flag in 2 is the second Aston Martin, Jonathan, who is down in 18th position on a black box then, who is, of course, as we already mentioned, there's only one place where he can really overtake on this circuit. But let's see what Black Box can do, because he's been absolutely magical, hasn't he, really, since the get-go in this race. Black Box has his, this is only a second Grand Prix starting gold in car 74, but I think Red Bull are going to be absolutely loving the fact that they got Black Box and Murphy very much on form tonight, doing a great job for the Milton Keynes outfit. Now, this is the first of the maybe 2 potential overtaking opportunities there. Tango in the pits there, having to come to the pits after having some issues there, and I think he spun it earlier on then. So this is the first of the 2 overtaking opportunities then, and when is Black Box is going on the inside as well. Let's go! Oh my goodness, he almost had his nose cone chopped off there from Gamer. Gamer is a very robust defender, a very robust driver, is he? He's not going to wave anyone through, is he? And why should he there? He's a racing driver, isn't he there? This is good stuff indeed there. However, Gamer doesn't want to lose too much time now. Of course, you've got to kind of balance it up there, because you don't want to lose too much time. Do you battling with drivers that you're not involved in the racing? Because, of course, they're on completely different strategies now as Black, but you may race them later on, depending on how this race unfolds. Milan is less than 2 seconds away now from Scott. Gamer is and goodness me, as Murphy's got past Cowie, or has he got past Cowie? He has got past Cowie. Cowie is hanging on the outside there. He's on the curb there, so he's not had a very good slingshot. And Sloth is having a look on the inside as well. That's a great manoeuvre there from Sloth. Very, very good stuff indeed there. Cowie probably got a bit surprised by that, didn't he? Black Box is still stuck behind here. Emerson is not really moving worlds at this pace at the moment. There's the Ferrari driver in the background. He is not catching Black Box at the moment for Emerson. So this is getting very interesting. Oh, but he's going to go to the inside, is he? He's having a look there. And Gamer there, he's got on the outside. Gamer's got 70 lap out tires. And you can see the purchase there. It's just too much there for Gamer. A great driving for both drivers. I love this stuff there. But Black Box is now up into 4th position. He needs to make that move done there, because look, Milan is pulling away. He's almost 3.6 seconds in front of German. And Black Box is now losing. This is the part of the race where he could be losing this Grand Prix. Yellow flag in 3 as Gamer. Oh no, Gamer's having a superb Grand Prix. He's had issues there at turn 13, and he has dropped all the way down. That is a shame indeed there for Gamer. Is that he is still staying out of the moment now, but that is not what Gamer would have wanted, is it? And you see that the medium tyre runners, so drivers that start on soft tyres have got a tyre advantage at the moment, haven't they? Where they have a tyre advantage there on this race remains to be seen. German's done 18 laps on the hard tyres. He's making those tyres work to absolute precision there, absolute perfection there, aren't they? And I think that I've seen a comment there in the old YouTube comments a minute ago, saying about, I think it's some serious Russian there, saying how German was making these tyres sing. He really is indeed, isn't he? Black Box, he's going to try his party trick that he tried last time, but he's going to go on the outside now. He's going to go for the old switcheroo there. Look at how much traction he's got then up the inside, taking the track position. He has it, and that's all done and dusted. So the places where he said he might be able to overtake, he hasn't done it at all, has he? So Black Box there doing it in a very unorthodox position there, but lovely stuff indeed there. He's also minimised the time that he would have lost as well, but he's now 4.1 seconds behind Milan then, and Milan is no slouch, is he there? So of course at lap 20 then, we got 16 laps to go then. Charlie still leading the Grand Prix with Milan in second, Black Box in 3rd position, German in 4th at the moment then. 5th position is Emerson, 6th position is Siege, and great job from Siege and Gamer there, both on 18 lap old medium tyres there. Murphy in 8th position, 9th position is Sloth with 10th Cowie at the moment. Cowie doing a similar strategy to German. Both aren't coming to the pitch just yet. I think the both of them may be hanging it out then, maybe for a safety car. We do have a 100% record of safety cars around here in ALR, and of course we've had three Grand Prix around here. Over the past, of course, in the last 2 seasons, we've had 2 different Grand Prix winners. We've had Pease and we have had Young Lights. Young Lights is not going to win today. Unfortunately, Pease is not going to look like he's not going to win it either then, unless something completely untoward happens at the end of this race. So we could have a new Grand Prix winner for the 3rd race in a row around here. Murphy there is trying to defend for all he's worth, but Slothman is flying through the field then on the medium tyres. So Murphy is going to go on the in, he's going to have the outside inside ends, but Sloth is just going to go on the outside there. That is what medium tyres does to Tango. Set the fast lap racer. Remember, you get a point for fastest lap as well. just as Sloth there is moved up into 8th position. Lovely stuff indeed. I don't take my eyes off the action really, but I am absolutely ignoring you in the comments there, which is shame on me, isn't it? So absolutely shameful behaviour then. It is indeed that. There's good stuff indeed there, guys. We got a lot of comments there about how much Nuna saying he loves this track then. And there are 3 or 4 laps, and Gurman to Soft saying Gurman to Soft was what the message there was serious. Much like Cryptic Alibi, a big fan of Black Box as well. Good stuff indeed. That so it's a Cryptic Alibi saying a great move, and we're just on board now with Milan, who is now underneath the gearbox of Scott, who's done magnificently on these 20-lap medium tyres. That's great stuff indeed there. So this is good information then for the drivers who have gone to the medium tyres of Black Box, Sloth, and Troy, Adam, and of course Carboy and Percy as well. Then. So they're going to be using this information that Scott is potentially then, and they're going to, well, of course they have to be watching the stream, don't they? Or someone's going to have to be in their party just informing them about it. Tango setting new fast up the race set. But this is good information nonetheless, though, isn't it? Because they know that the medium tyres could do a decent number of laps and get in and keep it also in a decent pace as well. Because Scott is still doing a nice times out there. Up into the lead, though, goes Milan. And this is a brilliant performance so far from Milan on this home Grand Prix as well. He's on lap 22 out of 36 here from Milan. Absolutely wonderful stuff indeed. Gamer is now that who's unfortunately spun it earlier on, didn't he? He was on a superb race up until now, but they're still hanging it out than they are to maybe go into the soft tyres and have a safe run to the end of the race. And earlier on, the soft tyres could only do about 10-11 laps then. This time around with the fuel loads going down, of course, you would have not put as much load into the tyres then, but still I think that it's too early for the soft tyres just yet then. They'll have to hang out slightly a bit more, and then they will come into the pits then and from the soft tyres to the end of the Grand Prix, and they can be mightily quick, I would say, and towards the end of this race then. So that's not just the hard tyres, also the medium tyres as well. I'm wondering if Gurman and Cowie are a bit surprised about how good the medium tyres are performing around here tonight, because this is a humongous number of laps and that the medium tyres have done around this circuit. Pretty impressive indeed there on those medium compound tyres, and surely Gurman and Cowie would have put on the medium tyres from the beginning of this race potentially then, but the hard tyres are still going well, and Gurman is keeping Black Box very much within his sights, and Black Box is 3 seconds behind, and Charlie Scott now comes into the pits and this week he hasn't got a teammate who is blocking the pit lane, but in the forward pillars there, because that's the problem of having 2 very competitive drivers, isn't he? Scott is now on the soft tyres. He is he's just been released there from the Alfa Romeo garage there, and he is dropping down at the moment. He's going to get out in front of this battling trio here. It's going to be close then, and Scott there, this is an important part of the race then, and here comes the Sloth, and look at this, and Sloth has the momentum there. Charlie wants to keep this position now, but Sloth is on the inside for turn 3, but look at that then, as Gamer's out of the Grand Prix, and the Gamer's out of the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Scott's got through, and Gamer's out of a superb Grand Prix. There's a safety car here. Oh my goodness me, and I think that is what Gurman was probably hoping for here, but Gamer out of the race then, and well, no, that's a big blow for Gamer then, because he was one of the major factors in the race. Into the pits there comes Liam, Percy and Adam have all come into the pits and going from the soft tyres to the end of the race. What are the leaders going to do then? Remember, the safety car has ruined Milan's Grand Prix in the past, who race around here in gold then. How is this going to be then? Oh my goodness me then. So what is Milan going to do then? This is a crucial part of the race then for Milan, and with a Black Box on the medium tyre spot, this is a crucial part. Oh, okay, and going to be fair, hopefully fair times are charmed for Milan. Here comes into the pits and Black Box in the pits, well, so I think it was the only sensible choice. I say that now when everyone's coming to the pits, of course. But I got to say, it was going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to swallow again for Milan then. But he's now on the soft tyre. He's on the tyre that he needs to be on then. Everyone's in the pits. What Gamer is our third retirement. Only 3 retirements in this race so far. Really good stuff indeed then. Scott is moving himself up into second position here. Wow, Scott is having a superlative Grand Prix. He is now in second, and Charlie has had Scott has now won a Grand Prix. Nor's Black Box, Nor's Milan. Gurman's now in 4th position. He's gone in front of his championship rival. Oh my goodness me. Oh gosh, well, this race has really become mega all of a sudden, has it? It was ticking along quite nicely, but this very untimely safety car has really thrown it very much in the works then. Oh my word there. Oh goodness gracious me! And Tango also, Troy also coming out of the pits as well in 11th position. Cartboy will be one of the last starts coming to the pits. I think Tango is going to be in the pits along with Liam and Jonathan Cox as well. So that's a good somebody. Of course, I don't think they came in the pits early because they don't want to get. If they get lapped, then of course you're not allowed to overtake the safety car. So if you get lapped, your race is all but ruined beyond the safety cars. And Liam has stayed out because he's got fresh medium tires there for Liam. So I'm wondering why he is staying out. He's going to be trying to stay out. There, Tango serving a 5-second penalty. Jonathan has been lapped though, so this is painful for Jonathan, and I didn't think Jonathan got lapped then, but he has been lapped then. Tango coming out of the pits as well on the what car is he in? He's in the Haas car, isn't he? He is indeed. Goodness gracious me. Yes, of course, I've also just remembered as well. Gio just asked, and why a new logo? Yes, indeed. Then, of course, is Ayrton and Becca are two social media and design experts and all that kind of stuff. And they had a great idea then, but they've designed a beautiful new logo then for Black History Month indeed, then, which is absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then, of course, since everyone in ALR, of course, supports Black History Month indeed, and of course they are the pioneers of the past, the present and the future, aren't they? Of course, all the heroes of the past as well, indeed. Then, like Martin Luther King. So just now watching Milan, then, who is just behind the safety car. We got Jonathan who comes into the pits. Then is a bitter pill to swallow now, isn't it, for Jonathan, who's been lapped in the back of the field, and I don't think he's going to get any points from this race now, unfortunately. So that is such a shame, then. Just as we're just watching, it's just Becca saying it's going to be a crazy race there. Going to be a crazy finish. It really is indeed. That we've got Cryptic Boy saying black box to beat Milan. Oh goodness gracious me! Of course, can we deny Milan with for the third season in a row where he should have won the Dutch Grand Prix? I don't think so. Oh goodness me! It's as X is saying that he will lag out in a minute. Goodness gracious me! Not much faith there, is there? Pillar saying amazing what Chaz can do when he doesn't have to double stack. Then yes, Chaz and Alvin 2 second position. I think this is the perfect safety car for Chaz and for German and Siege. Brilliant stuff indeed there for those drivers. So we're just going to let's just take a quick look then as how the race is transpired then over the course of this Grand Prix. Milan then is still leading the race, then, but Scott is 4 positions up now. German's up 8 positions. Siege is up 13 positions. Driver today performance there from Siege. Murphy unfortunately has been really hindered by the safety car and dropped down into 8th here then. So it's such a shame now for Murphy. So the safety car is going to stay up for one more lap, I think. Then, of course, the beautiful Aston Martin safety car. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed, isn't it? Yeah, it's great to see us there in all its glory. We got very excited when we were seeing the British Grand Prix make its debut back in, I think it was it bronze or silver? I can't remember now, but it made its debut in the British Grand Prix, and once again, it has graced us with our presence once again here tonight. So good stuff indeed. Beck saying, come on, Milan, then. Yes, indeed, Milan has been very unlucky, hasn't he? Over the course of the last 3 years here, hasn't he? Of course, I think I'm really not meant to play favourites here, but I'll love to see Milan or Scott or Black Box really to win this race. Because it'd be great to see a new Grand Prix winner. Milan probably does deserve it on the face of things when he's had so much bad luck over the last 2 years here, hasn't he? Where safety cars has cost him majorly. Oh, excuse me. Oh gosh, sir. Oh goodness me. Jake Wilson saying, right on time there for Black Box then. So now I get the reference. Good stuff indeed there. Yes, my daughter's singing wow, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's completely out of tune as well. Milan leads the Grand Prix with Scott in 2nd position, Black Box in 3rd with German 4th, Hilton in 5th position, Siege is 6th, Sloth 7th, Murphy 8th, Cowie up into 9th, and a big winner in the safety car as well. Total P's down in 10th position. Outside the points is Troy in 11th, Percy in 12th, and Adam in 13th, Liam 14th, only driver on the medium tyres, 15th Cartboy on the Nightmare Grand Prix, 16th Tango, Jonathan 17th, also on a Nightmare race, as we're now going to be green in just a few minutes time indeed then. Now then, here we go then. Oh goodness me then. Yes, it was Becca's asked who was the last Haas driver to win a Grand Prix. It was Pillar saying it was German. It was German last season. Oh goodness me, it's Scott there just doing a bit of Matrix style in here. When is Milan going to drop the hammer then? Here we have got 11 more laps to go in this Dutch Grand Prix. And when is Milan going to drop the hammer then? Here we go then. And for hopefully for the final third of the Grand Prix, we're back racing then here. And Gold Goss there, and so it's come flying into the pitch. Jonathan is in the pitch. pits there, and he's got a 5-second penalty, John Flaz there, and oh goodness me, I'm not sure what's happening now to the British Italian driver, but Milan is now shot away down. He has been very cool, he's been very, Scott's gone wide then, oh, he's back on the circuit. I thought Scott was going into no man's land there, wasn't he? German, so we got Total Peace, got past Cowie as well. Cowie jumped down to the 10th position then, but Cowie has absolutely benefited so well in this safety car period. He hung down to dry like German there on the hard tires there, and now he's really benefiting from that as well, and that's what Alpine needs after a miserable event in gold so far for the Alpine team. But great stuff there up in the 10th position, and of course the points are awarded in the race itself, but not in qualifying. Murphy is on his back foot at the moment, isn't he there? And Total Peace is trying to go on the outside then, but Murphy is blocking the circuit as much as he can here. So Pease is too far back. Is Cowie too far back? He's on the look, but no dice set going into the big stop of turn at 11 now. Percy then has just got past Liam Yett. Liam Yett is on the medium tires then. Milan is now a second and a half and in front of Scott in second there, with Black Box in third position, and Milan is flying out at the moment, and he's trying to go for pole position fast up and the race win at the moment, and Milan is absolutely stupendous stuff at the moment. Murphy is all over the back of Slough as well. Slough I think has made a mistake in the final corner there, as Murphy had a really good slingshot there, but no DRS just yet then. Black Box still in third position, and this is best performance in the LR Grand Prix so far. German there, very importantly, is in front of Emerson there, and so far the gap is going to be down to 20 points in the World Championship as we roll on to the Italian Grand Prix in a week's time, of course. He has to survive 8 more laps around Zandvoort first, so doesn't he? The points are not awarded out until the checkered flag is waving in the wind here in Zandvoort. Murphy, who is going to be looking over his shoulder, I think, because he's struggling with pace on the soft tires at the moment, Murphy is so I'm not sure what's going on with Dan in the Red Bull, but he's really on the back foot here, unfortunately there for Dan then. Gap is 1.6 seconds now, but Milan has just disappeared off into the distance. I think we know what Milan can do there. He's been so unlucky in World Prix before, hasn't he? And this is absolutely magical stuff indeed there. Really well done indeed there for Milan. On board now with the double world champion, which is Emerson. That lovely helmet is on here. It's like the Ayrton Senna inspired helmet from Emerson Hilton. Lovely stuff indeed. Then he has now got DRS set on this lap. Then this is going to help. Then Black Box is now falling into the clutches then of German and Emerson, the two championship protagonists. Then Black Box will know though. Pease is left for session. That's not good at all for Pease. He's been his connections held up so well in this race up until this final third. Oh, that is such a shame for Peace. Hoping to get back into the session pronto, but Cowie is already through. I think Troy may also benefit as well. But I'm wondering, just going back to this battle here between Black Box, German, Scott and Emerson. Black Box and Scott not going to jump out of the way for these two drivers, are they? Because they're finding the championship there. So German and Emerson have got to very much have a risk assessment here. And I don't mean just sit on the barrel and get out your clipboard. I mean that they have to just make sure that they do not do anything silly there and dive on the inside of these two drivers there. So we've got yellow flags in the background there. So one of the as Tango is just having an absolutely nightmare race, isn't he? Unfortunately, and so Tango then is dropped down to the back of the crocodile. Unfortunately for Tango then. So I think the Tango just cannot wait for this Grand Prix to come to an end then. On board then with Black Box then, so he's now got DRS this time around then. What can Scott do? Can Scott defend that? Troy is now passing, and Pease there is points here tonight. Oh, look at this, and now he's done crisscross there. Goodness me, cha-cha real slow. As Black Box is now up into second position. He passes Chaza, aka Scott, and he is now up into second position then. Has he got the pace then to get after Milan then? Can he force Milan into a mistake? Black Box then get his first Grand Prix win. German there would like to take more points out of Emerson there. His championship rival is directly behind him. At least he's taking some points out of Emerson at the moment, but it's not enough, is it? Well, it is enough, isn't it, really, technically? But he will probably want more, won't he, there, to really put more pressure on Emerson. But Emerson there on the back foot here tonight, then in the Ferrari, isn't he? But this is exactly what German needs, but he needs to take more points out, I feel, even though we're only at half distance. So I'm speaking absolute hogwash there, potentially. However, what he cannot afford there is Emerson to get past him there, because he'll be extending his lead by 2 points. So it'll go up from 20 to 24 then if Emerson gets past, and that's how finally poisonous in the World Championship. And look, Siege is also now joined into this battle as well. Scott is struggling at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? He hasn't got the pace on these soft tires at this stage, has he, there, compared to the drivers around there, so that's not good at all. However, having said that, then is Scott got enough straight line speed there? Is Black Box there is going to have to defend, is he? Black Box gone for the inside there. German there having a look as well then, but I think that gap was always going to close then, wasn't it? It was always going to close there. Percy, who's Pease, still dropping down the order. Such a shame for Pease, absolutely heartbreaking there for Pisa. He's had a pretty difficult Grand Prix to say the least as well, hasn't he? As we fly through the kinks of Sector 1 here in Zandvoort. Lap 31, this race is flying by. Milan's down 2.5 seconds there in front of Black Box in second position then. But I think the Black Box is not going to be thinking about attacking at the moment. They're always thinking about is defending from these two. There's Milan in the foreground there, but I think that this is what we've been looking for at the moment. Is he's battling quads here, and my goodness me, well, Siege is also involved as well, but Siege is drawn back now. It's almost 8/10 of a second away. Emerson is close to the back there. Emerson's quite close to the back of German there, but at the moment no dice then, so German's still in fourth position, accelerating out turn 12 as well, and goodness gracious me, look, Emerson is still, I think he's just trying to unnerve German there. German, the silver world champion from season 2, he knows about these championship predicaments, doesn't he? German does. He had one of the most intense finales as well back in season 2 between himself and Murphy, and here comes Scott, who goes up into second position as well. Black Box down the third then, and German sneak through as well. No, Emerson's sneaking through. Emerson's having a look up the inside there, but no dice, and Percy's got past Troy and moved up into 10th position there. Troy, who would love to go on point here tonight, locking up the inside front tyre now. Black Box in as well, so Black Box is now on the back foot as well. This is such a pendulum in mode. It's swinging up and down, left to right. I don't know what a pendulum does, and I think it's on the clock, isn't it? Possibly. The only pendulum I know is the ones that sing. We've got Black Box, who is oh my word, they're still just in third position there, but look at this, Gerben is pushing him, yellow flag, Jonathan's out of the Grand Prix, and that is our fourth retirement here. It's a safety car. Oh no, it's a safety car just a couple of laps to go then. Oh my goodness me. Oh, and to be honest, I probably would have. I'm glad that we've had a safety car here, because I could actually have a quick lie down then before going back and before getting back on this as well. Then, goodness gracious me, then as Serge Merchant wanted to pee, wanted to wee. So luckily, the safety car's come out for Serge Merchant, but this is very unlucky for Milan, and this is just another obstacle in Milan's way here at the moment. But I don't think anyone's going to come to the pits, and I think the only drivers who might come into the pits is Liam Yeh and some drivers then in the back of the field then. Who is going to Adam is coming in the pit, said Total P said I don't think he's in the race, and which is such a shame for P said. Is Tango's not coming in the pit, said, but I think that Liam Yeh's going to come in the pit and throw on the soft tires. And Liam was having such a good race, he had such a good qualifying. And such a good qualifying as well, Liam Yeh's, but this race has been absolutely appalling there, hasn't it, for Liam? But hopefully he can have a good finish as well. Percy's now in the 10th position, so at the moment Milan still leads the Grand Prix. This safety car isn't going to take too long, I don't think. We're so close to the end of this race then, but goodness me, this is just another curveball that has been thrown in Milan's way here tonight. He has overcome a lot of them superbly well, hasn't he? He's done a really good job. Hasn't he, Milan has tonight? Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Scott in second position. Now, third position is Black Box with German in fourth. Emerson in fifth position. Siege is in sixth. Seventh position, Cartboy. Cartboy is off the circuit there, and I think he's beached on that curve as well. So Cartboy under the safety car has spun it, and I think that just kind of sums up his nightmare at Grand Prix. And Adam and Liam Yeh, who have just come to the pits and now right behind Cartboy. And I wonder if Cartboy might try and cut the pits and also throw on a set of tires, new soft tires then, and see what we can do with just 4 laps to go there. Safety car staying out for another lap then, so I think we're going to have 3 laps then until the very end then. So this is going to be very much a sprint race, isn't there? It is going to be all or nothing now. Goodness me. So anyway, carrying on with the race order. Sloth in 7th position there. 8th position is Murphy. 9th position is Cowie. Percy in 10th position. Troy in 11th. Pease in 12th position there. By the moment, Pease is currently not in his car, and hopefully he can get his car before the end of the race set. Tango in 13th position. Adam in 14th. 15th position is Liam Yeh. Cartboy, who's just spun it in 16th position there. So he's now going to have fresh soft tires till the end of the race set. And now then there's 5-second penalty then for Charlie. There is a severe collision with Black Box. Goodness me. That remains, of course, the stewards can remove the 5-second penalty if it deems it is not if it's not warranted. However, I'm wondering if it might be something to do with Scott's connection perhaps then, but I hope it hasn't damaged Black Box's car. We cannot see any damage on that front wing, but of course these wings are so intricate that we do not know We do not know. I cannot see from the naked eye. Oh goodness me! His black box there is just overtaken Scott. So goodness, I'm not sure what's going on here between Scott and black box. And maybe something untoward is perhaps gone a bit. It's gone a bit wrong there. 4 retirements in this race, and Jonathan Cox, Gamer, William, and Mr. Lee out of this race. And what a shame for Aston Martin. They had such a good race last time out, didn't they? As Scott there is also saved cars in the end. This fantastic stuff. Scott there just peeling over then to the grass. Goodness gracious, been a lovely stuff from Scott in terms of his Matrix impression there. He did a great Neo impression there, didn't he? But of course there we do not want to play any Neo, the path of Neo, do we, tonight then? If anyone's played that game, I've got to say, fantastic stuff. Good taste indeed, my good sir. Right then, 34. We're going to have 35 and 36 laps and 3 laps to go in this race. Thank you all for your comments and everything like that tonight. I've really enjoyed some of your messages. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to read them out tonight, but it's just been such an on-edge Grand Prix, hasn't it? I've been barely able to take my eyes off this. This has been great. Now then, Milan is gone. He has gone then in black box. Is caught Scott, where has he? I think he may have done, but I think oh, look, German and Emerson there fighting. Yellow flag in the back there, and German and Emerson there fighting for this. This is crucial in the World Championship, and he's going up the inside there. Emerson is there, and Scott is lost out there, and now black box is right underneath the gearbox. Troy has gone past Percy as well. Tango has gone past him over as we go incidents galore, and who's out? That's Percy dropped down the order. Liam right down the back of the field as well. Yellow flag in sector 1 then. Oh my word there, and look back at this front here then. Now Milan is going to be under a lot of pressure from black box as well. There's not going to be any DRS though, is there? There's not going to be any DRS then for the final stage of this race then, which is going to help Milan then. It's very difficult to overtake on the circuit at the best of times. Without DRS then, I think it might be Milan is definitely very much got the edge at this stage of the season. Cowie's all over the back of Murphy. Then Murphy is struggling once again then to fire up those tires by the looks of things. I'm not sure what's happened to Murphy. Unless he's got damage somewhere. Milan then, who's now coming on to the is now on the final lap of the Grand Prix. That German there, goodness me, he's very close to being taken by Emerson there. Wesley there. German cannot afford that, can he? He's going to take 2 points out of Emerson then, which I'd said earlier on there might not be enough. And Adam is now in 10th position there. Good 17th there for Adam. Then of course he was a super sub that he's come in there with the very late notice there. Oh, he's contact though. There's Deborah off to someone's car there. Siege just dropped down the order there because Sloth is moved over to 6th position as well there. There's action galore there. Oh, getting a bit of a nerf there. Siege was said as Sloth is moved up in to 6th position, and Siege dropping down to 7th position. Murphy now is also going to try and strike once the iron's hot then, but I think it's not hot enough for Murphy. And he's going to be and he's unfortunately going to have to keep going to have to maintain that safe position then for Murphy, unfortunately. As Siege there is still not giving up, is he? Goodness gracious me then. As the gap at the front is 8 tenths a second, and Milan there, who is not too far away from home as well. Pease there, Troy Pease not in the session, unfortunately, which is such a shame for Pease, isn't it? Because I think that he did have the paces, not in qualifying, didn't we? And that is that's not very good at all, is it? For Pease there. But here is Milan then, my goodness me. And wow, he's been so unlucky in this event and so unlucky in ALR Gold, but Milan is going to win his first Grand Prix of his career. Milan wins the ALR Gold Dutch Grand Prix, his first Grand Prix win of his career in ALR. Fantastic stuff for Milan, and that is his first Grand Prix win in his 45th Grand Prix start there for Milan. Liam here gets the fast off the race and he will get that bonus point as well, but I don't think anyone's going to take away from Milan's joyous day today. Absolutely fantastic stuff there, and he is going to be overjoyed, isn't he, Milan? He's going to be on cloud 9 in the Haas team. And yes, and he's been so unlucky around here. The last 2 seasons, he has been in the last 2 seasons, it's been very brutal. After there, hello Favre. It's been very brutal for Milan, hasn't it? He was very unlucky in season 1, where him and a Ferrari came to blows then, and then in season 2, the safety car came out at the worst time there. But today, Milan has kept it all on circuit. He has basically led this race absolute to perfection, and a strategy to perfection. Milan is a Grand Prix winner then. And that's his first Grand Prix win of his career. He's had 11 pole positions, and this will be his 9th podium as well. But this is his first Grand Prix win for Milan there. And I must say, I think I am very happy for Milan. Really good stuff indeed there. It's great to see Black Box in only a second Grand Prix, putting so much pressure as well. Great indeed there from Black Box. I absolutely loved watching him tonight there. Really putting Milan through his paces there. I'm not sure if it's German in third or if it's Charlie Scott, because he had 2 pounds at the end. I'm not even sure if that's right or not, so we'll have to confirm that with Farf in just a jiffy then. Let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the Dutch Grand Prix. If I can get it out, goodness gracious me, I'm absolutely shattered today. Wow, incredible stuff. Well, I've got 30 seconds then. Let's go. Milan, his first ever Grand Prix win. Brilliant 17. Black Box in second. Third position was German, potentially. Fourth was Emerson. Sloth in fifth was Siege in sixth. Murphy seventh. Cowie eighth. Tango in ninth. Adam in 10th position. Scott, we think, may have finished on the podium. 12th position is Troy outside the points. Then Carboy in 30. Pease retired. Then Liam gets the fast up in the bonus point. Percy in 60th position. Retirement. Jonathan Cox, Gamer, William, and Mr. Lee all retired then from the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. And that's only your first dose then of oh, he had more time anyway. Oh goodness me. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if Charlie Scott would get that 5 or 10 second penalty removed or not. But we'll soon find out anyway. Then when the admins when the admin's there, of course, let us know then. So I'm just waiting for the drivers to come into the session, and then we'll have an interview then. Whew. Well, what do you think about that, guys? And I must say that was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Really was indeed that. Absolutely magical stuff indeed. Percy looks like came to blows unfortunately with Troy on the final lap there. Unfortunately, both drivers said not getting any points at all, which is such a shame there for both drivers there. So I'm not really too sure what happened there. Hopefully, we'll find out in the not too distant future then. Oh, but well, I'm just down waiting for him landing, because I'm sure he's going to be overjoyed with this result, isn't he? Why wouldn't he be? He's been waiting for this for quite a long time. As Scott, I think, has been confirmed on the podium, as he has just joined me in the gantry as well. So that's great stuff indeed there for Scott Milan coming into the podium celebrations as well. Absolutely great stuff indeed then. So, Milan, your 45th Grand Prix start, but you have won it today then, and I gotta say, that was absolutely tense from where I was sitting. Absolutely tense in the comments as well. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, okay, to be fair. Yeah, it was a good race for me. The quali, probably one of the best laps I've ever done in this game.
No, talking about that lap
yeah,
then, because that qualifying lap was that was a magical stuff then. Can you talk us about that lap?
Yeah, just a lot of try-harding in CT.
Oh my goodness me, even trying harding with me doesn't work. So, yeah, you must have an absolutely knack for qualifying magical stuff. And the race itself, then, my word then, I thought that last safety car was going to put in a curve. Well, the last two safety cars I thought was going to put in a curveball, because you've been so unlucky around this circuit in the last 2 seasons. But third time's a charm as well. My word then. How do you feel about your first Grand Prix win?
Well, yeah, it's nice to have it, but I'm looking for more.
Oh, goodness
so,
me,
yeah.
and that's fantastic, isn't it? That is what a race winner sounds like. Already thinking about the next one. I'm not sure. Do you think it's too late in the World Championship then to challenge the likes of German and Emerson? German and Emerson. And you're 95 points back before the start of this Grand Prix, so you're still within striking distance, I would say.
No, Emerson.
And but go back to the race then as well today. Just talk about your feelings then when the safety car came out, because you pitted under the verge safety car. Was that your plan the whole time, or did you want to extend that first stint on the medium tyres?
Well, I saw Black Box pit for mediums, so I thought, well, obviously when VSC came out, I thought that's very nice for me, because I think it cost me 10 seconds. I don't know, maybe 13. And I came out behind Charlie, so it was actually pretty good for my side.
It really did indeed. And then
really
final safety cars that came out then. Was you a bit nervous? Was you always going to come in the pits anyway when that final safety car came out, or was you tempted about staying out on the hard tyres?
Well, I just wanted to pit for softs because I think it was last season where I had it too. I didn't pit for softs, but other did, and that's when I lost my win.
Indeed,
So
and
I learned a bit
yeah,
from it.
going on to the Italian Grand Prix in a week's time. Then this is your first Grand Prix win. Then, are you going to be taking this momentum now and for the second half of the season where you're going to be racking up? Are you going to be going on a run? Is what I'm going to ask.
Well, not on Italy, so don't
Absolutely
expect
well
that,
done today,
please.
Milan. And of course, I think in the comments as well, they was all very happy to cheer you on indeed. Brilliant stuff, Milan. Congratulations, absolutely chuffed for you. And I think it was, did Scott come
Thank
into
you.
the party? And I think he did whilst I was waffling on. We got a couple of people in here, but it looks like, goodness gracious me. Oh, we got Black Box in here as well. Black Box, then, fantastic drive today. This is your second Grand Prix in gold. And wow, you was really keeping Milan on his toes, and you was so close to being qualified, just that 10th away.
Yeah, first of all, can I just say that must have been entertaining, right? The last few laps and everything in general must have been entertaining because, it was all really close. And like you said with the qualifying, Milan put in a great lap. He didn't do a great analysis there. It was a bit boring, but the way that he executed the lap, I was watching, and I was watching all of his laps, and he was watching mine. I hit the barrier on my first lap in Q1, but the lap that he put together was just amazing. Like the balance of the car for him was great and whatnot. So that was good. And he's saying he's going to win in Italy, but if I'm in the race and I've got
It
something
was
to
very
do with
much
it,
like a
it's not going to
Kimi
happen.
Räikkönen kind of esque comments, wasn't it, from Milan today? Goodness me. So he wasn't as chuffed as what I was when he won. But going on to the race as well, yeah, it was very exciting the last couple of laps behind the safety car. Was you, could you have done anything different to Milan, like stay out, or was it just not going to be, was it not worth your while to stay on the medium tyres where everyone was on the softs?
To be honest, if I stayed out, it wouldn't have worked out for me. My luck with safety cars has always been incredibly bad, but I can't really complain about it. Milan did a great job today, and I think he probably would have won it either way. Incredible driver, ex-teammate of mine, so I know him very well, and I'm happy for him today with that.
And
I
well,
wouldn't have been
hopefully
able to
you'll
beat
be
him, I don't
reserve
think.
because you're reserve at the moment. So I'm hoping that you'll become a full-time driver. But if you're about in Italy, how you? It sounds like you're feeling quite confident going into Italy.
Oh yeah, I'm always confident. I'm always confident. I know I can win every race that I enter. So, Milan, he's going to do pretty well next weekend. But I drive with a few of these other guys on the grid as well in PBE where I'm leading the championship. But so I know how skilled they are. They're going to give me a run for my money.
Good stuff. Well done,
But I'll
Black
try
Box.
and
An
win that
absolutely
one as well.
fantastic drive today. And let's finish off with Scott, who, even though he's finished 11th on the classification there, I think he finished third today, Charlie. That was quite a difficult Grand Prix today, but at least he wasn't queued up behind your teammate.
Yeah, it felt weird actually. Not being all up in the pitch by pillars, but yeah, it was good. Obviously Q3 didn't go ideal. Spinning on the outlet, but ended up just ended up being on my own really. Kind of the guys ahead of me, Black Box Milan, Emerson, Dan Murphy. They ended up pulling away, but I ended up keeping ahead of the soft guys behind me, the likes of Liam and Gamer. Just kind of drove on my own
You
today.
stayed up for a very long time because I think you came in the lap before the safety car came out. Goodness me. Were you Mystic Meg there? Was you just waiting for that safety car? Did you know it's coming out that lap?
Well, at first when the safety car came out, I was quite annoyed actually, but then looking at the delta and how far I was behind it, it was actually quite ideal that I came out, to be fair, because I ended up jumping Emerson, and German, and Black Box in the pit stop, so I ended up quite good for me, because obviously track position is quite key around here, because there's no overtaking spots really apart from turn one.
You at the moment, you're still waiting for your first Grand Prix win. Milan got it today. Then are you aiming for a first Grand Prix win in the next couple of races? So we've got 9 left. Then surely there is a trophy with your name on it, Scott.
Well, that's the plan, but if that doesn't happen, it's just getting consistent points. And
Really good stuff
hitting
indeed.
away
Well
at the
done, Charlie
championship,
Scott.
I guess.
And that is it then from the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. Fantastic stuff, Ben. Next up for gold is the Italian Grand Prix, the Temple of Speed then. However, tomorrow night we're returning to this beautiful region of Holland then for the Silver World Championship as well. Can young Tommy extend us in the